The long night.
Oh, I thought you were going to play the music, and
The
then I was
system's
going to say.
Commonwealth, the greatest
playing now.
civilization in history. has
Oh,
fallen.
I can't
But
hear it
now,
because it's in the
one
show.
ship, one
Yeah, I
Well, this
also
is
survived
confusing.
back
Yeah.
into the kindleable light of
Hopefully someone
civilization.
can hear it.
On the
All
starship
right, well, I guess there's
Andromeda,
music,
hope
but
lives.
I can't hear it. So, welcome to Hopped Up Gaming East, episode 364, the Fuck It, We're Doing It Live edition. I'm Ben, and I guess I'm hosting. I have a camera I can wave to. This is weird.
Yeah.
I'm also joined by Tim,
Hello.
Evan,
Hello.
and Matthew.
Hi.
So yeah, we're doing it live, and we're doing something a little bit extra special this week. This is the first of possibly many of a new mini series, you could call it. We're calling it Gene's Rotten Berries, where we look at some of Gene Roddenberry's lesser known works. Very famous for Star Trek, not quite as famous for Andromeda and Earth Final Conflict. So in this first episode, we are going to be talking about season 1 of Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda, which aired in 2001. A fantastic, just marvelous piece of sci-fi television, right? That's what you guys thought? You guys thought of it?
The year
It's
2000,
something.
Ben, I believe it aired, didn't it?
Maybe. Yeah. I think it started in like fall 2000 and then rolled over into spring 2001 was the first season.
Well, it probably did because there's 22 episodes in the first season.
Yeah.
There's 22 episodes in every season. This was the early aughts. There was like episodes everywhere. None of these 10 episodes.
And not only is there 22, they're 45-minute episodes.
Yeah.
We have October 2nd as 2000 is the
That's
air
when
date.
the long night began, is it?
That's when the long night began.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
boy,
gosh.
there they are. There's the team. There's our
the
team.
crew.
There's the crew. So
There
Ben,
they are.
I
I think that's even season 1 too. Yeah.
Yeah, it totally is.
All right.
I know what I'm
Well,
what other bullshit do we have to do at the top of the show to establish all this so that we're ready to rock and roll on our 4.5-hour podcast we're about to do?
It's not gonna
well,
be that
so it's
long.
not going to be 4.5 hours. So first of all, I guess spoilers for Andromeda, if anybody fucking cares.
If you haven't seen the show
yeah.
in the 20 years it's been available.
Jesus Christ, this show's 20
Aren't
years.
you lucky?
Also, yes, aren't you lucky? Just continue to never watch it. It's the worst.
Hey, now
fucking
I
show.
think it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of interesting
yeah.
choices.
There's
I've
nothing
definitely-
interesting.
I have seen worse things, but all right. So let's just.
I don't know that
quickly-
I have.
Where is my? Here it is. All right. So we're gonna to try and keep this from taking forever and us just getting lost in the fucking black hole that is criticizing this show. We're gonna give a little bit of a format here. So we're gonna put a doomsday clock on the whole thing, and I think 2.5 hours is a good point to cut it off. That's what we'll go for. Any longer than that, and the Magog world ship has come and has eaten us all, and we're all dead, and the show ends. So hard time limit. For the format, we're going to go through every episode real quick. So
we watched them all. Now you got to suffer with us too as we recap them.
So we've got a spreadsheet here of the official summaries of every episode and then our little hot takes. And we're just going to go through every one of those to spend a couple minutes, if that, on each one. The catch is we have each been granted 2 black hole cards that we can play at any time, in which case, instead of skipping through that episode, we get sucked into the event horizon, time will freeze, and we will discuss that episode at length and before we move on to the others.
Ben, I'm glad you said black hole and the suck it in and, get stuck there for a while. I like that. I was going to suggest Slipstream because then we just kind of like drive off on a tangent in random directions.
Far too fast for what's... This is not going to feel like Slipstream.
Yeah. We're in Slipstream normally, and then, we get pulled out into the black hole.
Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go through that, and then we'll probably have a 15-minute like decompression slash pass out drunk period at the end. Plug the normal show if we remember.
Matthew's got his Grolsch. Tim has his Grolsch.
There's nothing
Alright,
like watching middling sci-fi television from the 2000s. Like, nothing like pairing that with Grolsch.
Now, for all of our watchers, since this is a live show, how many liters are in that bottle?
1.5.
1.5.
1.5. That's a
And-
big bottle of Grolsch.
By their powers combined, they make 3 liters,
Yeah.
just like the 3 galaxies of the Commonwealth.
Woo! That's right. Good. Hey, you know what?
Okay.
You know what pairs well with
But-
Grolsch? Part
What
down the
pairs
middle
well with
haircuts.
Grolsch? Yeah. Oh god.
Like our Lord and Savior, Captain Dylan Hunt.
So
Guys
the
gotta
hair,
Embrace your Magog.
the hair. For anyone in the chat wondering why we all have fucking parted hair, Matt, can you tab us back over to that cast photo when you're done pouring there?
Absolutely. I've just poured some on my hand, but for the show, I'll put Captain Dylan Hunt and his hair back up
Oh
there.
yes, we're all modeling Captain Dylan Hunt.
There he is.
Last
Oh.
champion of justice in the Commonwealth, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Whatever the season 2 hype man says. Evan, you should watch. You should watch the intro for season 2. Like, you don't have to watch the rest of the show. I know you're not going to be on episode 2 of this madness, but you really should watch the intro for season 2 because they get this new random not cast member.
They get
to
movie
just-
phone guy's voice, basically.
yeah, to just do this weird third-person voiceover thing, and it is hilarious. It's straight up out of Galaxy Quest. It's great.
Yeah, it's incredible. It just the
What was,
aggrandizing that's happening.
What's his like command code? Remember that?
No, I don't fucking
Oh,
remember
Dylan
that.
Hunt's
Are you
fucking
kidding me?
command code.
Which
Dylan
one?
Hunt, like Epsilon, Roger, 7159, Delta Echo 72. He like it's so long for a voice code command for like computers to stop shooting at him.
And-
Here it is. I got it. Hold on.
I got it. Whoa, hold on. Too long.
No. It's access code Lexic Dark 52278 Alpha 771.
Hey, and he
Lexic
remembered that.
Dark.
And he
Lexic
remembered
Dark.
all that after 300 years of being frozen in space.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Well, he wasn't frozen for 300 years because of the black hole, right? He was. It felt like probably 10
Yeah,
minutes.
it
for
felt
him.
well. It felt like nothing to him. It was like
Yeah.
instantaneous.
I don't know
He
how
was
Dylan
stuck
Hunt
in
does
the
this
black hole.
fucking part in the middle hair. It's driving me absolutely nuts.
You had to be a 90s kid to do it.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think
All
the
right,
headphones
so-
are gonna help.
Tim and Matt have Grolsch. I couldn't get the giant Grolsch, so instead I have a giant punny treat bag of beer here. So if you want to try and open up that little slideshow, we'll see if it tracks on the stream. If not, I'll just hold them up to the camera and we'll just do the game live.
Okay.
It's a game.
It's a little trivia sort of guessing
Excellent.
trivia game. It's
Bad
only gonna take
decisions?
a while. Yeah. Yes. This is Andromeda season 1 there.
Okay. How do I start
probably-
a slideshow?
Up under slide, I think maybe, or view.
Okay, one sec. I'm gonna see if I can just. Nope.
Or
All
if you
right.
can just make it big and scroll down, that would work.
Yeah. All right. Once.
Hold on. We got a turkey.
Hold on.
Oh, we're
hold-
going back to the turkey one?
Nope. Hold on. No. Hold on.
Something's
Live
happening.
editing. I wasn't anticipating this, even though I was told explicitly about it. Okay. All right. There, and then I'm gonna go to
Okay.
slide, and no, I'm gonna
Hey,
go to.
here we go.
What am I doing here? I'm gonna go to
Pre-show
view
drinking
present.
game. Everybody get your
Oh
beer.
no! It went full screen. I don't know what's happening now.
It,
This is gonna work, maybe.
I think
Okay.
it's kind of okay.
It's
on
kind
the
of
Okay,
cut
you know
off,
what? You know what?
but-
How about we just do it like this, and I'll just click through the slides. I hope there's no animation,
Yeah.
Ben. How about
Yeah,
that?
no,
That's
there's no
probably
animation.
fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
There we go. Let's just do it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Andromeda
is fine.
season
So what I
1.
made-
Pre-drink. All right. Slide number 1. The beers. Identify the crew member from the beer.
All right. Yeah, there we go. It just changed for me. Oh, right, because this thing's behind, so I can't see what you're.
It's
You
a
want to make
picture.
you a screen share on the call? Can we do that, or will that break it? That'll break it.
Don't
That'll
do
break
that.
it. That'll break it. We can't.
Okay, we'll just have to go slow. So what I did is I got a beer for every member of the crew, and you have to tell me who the member of the crew is based on the beer. We're gonna go through.
You dipshit.
Yeah. So we're starting with an easy one. What crew member do you think Garrison's tall ship represents?
Probably humanity's last bastion of hope, Captain Dylan Hunt of the Andromeda Ascendant.
High Guard Commander.
No, you're wrong.
No, yeah, it's
What?
Rami.
It's Andromeda.
It's Rami.
Yeah,
Tall
the
ship.
The tall ship. Yeah.
So there is a crew member on this show who is just an AI of the ship. So
One of
yes,
many.
it is Rami. We'll go through the answers at the end.
Okay.
Next beer. That's one I'm gonna have to
Bud
drink. You
Light
guys got it
Strawberry
right?
Lemonade.
Yep. What do you think?
Strawberry lemonade. That's easy. It's fucking computer guy. What's his name? Mike?
Harper.
Seamus.
It's Harper. Discount Seth Green.
Because
Okay, so-
he is red and
Wait.
yellow colored.
Evan thinks it's Harper.
Strawberry?
No, it's
Strawberry
the lady, the
Cat-
lady that
cat
shakes her
girl.
hair and it changes color. What's her name?
So Evan thinks it's Harper.
What's her
Stones
name?
thinks it's Becca.
Becca. Thank you. It's Becca.
Yeah.
Valentine.
It
Becca
is.
Valentine, right?
It's trans.
It is trans.
What?
It's like plants.
She's
Like
purple.
strawberries.
She's pink. It's pink. It's light and bubbly.
She's purple.
She's not pink.
She's
pink.
She's
Come on,
purple.
guys,
They
come on.
explicitly call her
Really
purple in the show, you idiot. Mulligan. I want a mulligan on this.
Also, she doesn't grow any fucking berries.
What?
Okay,
No.
She grows. Oh,
She grows
She's
boy.
plants.
light and bubbly and pink. She's
This
the.
is going
comic
so
relief.
Ah,
good.
that's weak.
I'm two for
got
two.
it.
All right, what's the next
got it.
one?
Beer 3.
Tim got it. This one is a little harder. You need
this
the label. This
Ransack
is
the Universe?
Ransack the Universe.
Oh, Ransack the Universe. That's easy.
It's the
Rev
Magog.
Bam.
Yeah.
It is Rev Bam, the
It's my
Magog.
guy.
This
Because
is my
Magog are
favorite
just here
drink.
to fuck shit up.
You should have
Yep.
put pictures of them. Or
Ace
did you do that
Hill.
later?
I did. Well, I had them alternating, but then I wasn't sure if we wanted to do it all through and then
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
So,
Beer 4. Ace Hill. Lime Radler.
this one is also maybe kind of tricky. You guys got to be
Ace
paying attention.
Hill? Ace Hill.
Lime.
Ace Hill. Lime Radler.
Lime.
Lime Radler. Ace Hill. This is obviously tier.
So Evan thinks tier. Why do you think tier?
Because I don't know what else it would be, so I'm just guessing.
All right,
Because it
Evan's
looks like a
guessing
piece
tier.
of shit beer.
No, there's something about the lime. I'm gonna
Because
go
he puts
Becca.
lime
I
in
don't
the
have no idea.
coconut. When life gives you limes,
Is
he
this the
does
president
something
of the
else.
fish planet?
No, that
No,
guy's
they're-
dead.
This
The
is not
nanobots
pres-
couldn't help him. They could help everyone else.
I'll go Becca.
Tim's going Becca. Stones, what do you think?
I honestly, God, don't have an answer.
Yeah,
All right,
It's
well,
Screen
you
Rami.
guys-
It's Screen Rami,
We'll
obviously.
leave this one. We'll leave this one for a reveal, for the reveal and the
Okay.
answers. Keep
All right.
going.
Number
Let's go with
5,
that
Lone
one.
Flamingo. Boomstick. What?
Lone Flamingo
Man,
Boomstick.
you
Oh,
made
well,
this
then that
too
one's
hard.
obviously tier. That
It's
one's
gotta
obviously
be tier, but like, this is
Yeah.
hard.
because he's all alone.
And he's got his gun.
He's
Yeah.
the last of the Kodiak Pride.
Is this correct, Ben?
I mean, we'll,
Yeah.
we'll just go on. Maybe
He's
I'll
not
stop
even
revealing
tell
them.
us.
Yeah,
All right,
we'll, just
last-
we'll go through the answers. So we got a tier consensus on tier for the Lone Flamingo.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Craft Radler. This is
Crafty Radler.
every missile that shot and hit the Andromeda.
Crafty Radler.
Now this is Harper because he's always doing crafts like making sexy robot things.
Doing crafts.
Yeah, fair enough.
All
All right.
That's probably.
Tim thinks
Seamus.
Harper.
I think missiles.
Missiles are not crew members,
Fine, if you're not
except
gonna.
in episode 16.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, where they're an important crew member that we hurl into
Yeah.
space.
All right, people thinking Harper for this one. You
Yeah.
may change your mind when you see beer number 7.
Gosh.
Ah, it's Harper.
If
which
only
is
all
the-
the characters were individual and unique and had some sort of,
This one,
personality.
This one I extra like because it's from the Yellow Belly Brewing Company, and then it's the Fighting Irish.
Mhm.
So that one
That's
I think
funny.
is pretty clear.
Yep, I
Yeah, I'm
think
gonna
that's
change
Harper.
my answer. I'm
Now
gonna change
hang
my
on,
answer.
now hang on.
Do
Ben,
you
you
have
said
one
Yellow
more
Belly.
beer than there are characters?
No, that's all of them.
All right.
No, but I mean, did you have one extra beer? Are there even
Well-
7 fucking characters in this show?
No, that's all of them. I do have an extra one because there was a couple I wasn't sure they're not great, and
Okay.
but whatever. This is what I went with. All right,
All right, let's
Answer
see who they
for the
were.
answers.
Identify the crew member from the beer. Beer number 1 was Rami.
Ah,
Some of us got
there it
that.
is.
Yeah.
The second one, Ben incorrectly identified trans as pink, so this question's scrubbed from the.
Moot.
Come
Moot.
on.
Whatever.
That doesn't
was-
even
I-
look like
That's
her.
not even a
I got-
picture of her. She didn't
Yes,
look
it
like
is.
that.
That's
Yeah.
season 2 her.
Just pay attention to the
They
show. And you
decided not
get
to
the
do
right
the makeup
answers.
anymore, eh?
Tim got it right with the Mr. Rev Bem on the third beer there.
Yes.
We
That
got
was
Becca.
ransacked
Whoa,
the
who is
universe.
this person?
That's Becca, also season 2, when she decided to have a fucking 6-foot-long braid for 2 episodes.
Ace pilots.
I guess Ace Hill or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense
Yeah.
now then. Yeah. Yeah.
Weak.
Yeah.
That one's weak.
Nah, she's the best pilot in the universe. She was gonna go to Tarnvedra.
So
Yeah.
Dylan Hunt was beer 5, Lone Flamingo. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's the last of his kind. He
Yeah.
wears this stupid red thing, and he's a sour beer.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And then
Yeah, no, I get it.
Crafty
get
Rattler.
that.
Oh, I don't like. Oh, Ben. Crafty Rattler.
No,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Nietzscheans are the
yeah,
most
yeah,
crafty
yeah,
little
yeah,
fucks
yeah,
in the
yeah.
universe.
How
can
many
yeah.
robots did they make?
No, it's not crafty like building crafts.
No,
it's
it's
crafty
sneaky.
like fucking sneaky, crafty little raccoon bastard.
Because Tyr sucks, and he's always scheming, but he's not.
Always scheming on schemes and schemes and schemes on top
and
of
then,
schemes.
and then of course,
And then
Seth
Dylan has
Green.
another layer of scheme that tricks him.
Oh man! And then Seamus Harper. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, his name was Seamus. I remembered something.
It's Seamus. Hey,
All right, so
Good
I have
job.
my I have my
who
work
won?
cut
Ben
off.
lost.
So Ben has to chug
Yeah.
all the drinks we got right now. So
Not right
what's that,
now.
3 of
No,
them?
not right now.
Ben, thanks for putting together that
pass.
PowerPoint. That was pretty fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. Now we got
I'm gonna
it.
start with Crafty Rattler because I just got hot sauce in my eye and it's the closest one to me.
How did you get hot sauce in your eye?
I made pasta with a very, very hot sauce and apparently didn't wash my hand well enough.
Ben's gonna have a swollen eye now. Whole episode.
Of course, this is one we do on video, so I'm just gonna be here with my eye the whole time.
I think Ben's a pirate, and he took his eye patch off for this show.
Start looking like Harper near the end of that one episode.
Just tweaking with his
Uh,
brain
All
power.
rigged up.
All right, so
Oh.
I'm gonna start the doomsday clock now.
Yay! Start it. And then as soon as that thing beeps, I'm logging off.
Okay, let's see. We need to add a timer that's 2:30. Go. All right. The clock is ticking. The Magog world ship is coming to kill us all.
Oh,
We're gonna talk
no.
about this show before that happens. I'm gonna let Tim open us up because I have to squint and can't read the thing right now. So
Oh,
Tim,
gosh.
you want to give us the first official synopsis and then any hot takes you got before passing it off to Evan, unless someone plays their veto card on this episode.
If I may,
All
a
right.
recommendation is read the title, read the description. Maybe have it on something nearby that you can read better. Unless the screen's not flickering for you.
It's not, but my screen is a TV, so let's see what I can do.
You can do
The
it, Tim. I
title.
believe in you.
Episode 1, Under the Night. Captain Dylan Hunt is betrayed by his first officer when the Nietzschean prides betray the system's commonwealth. Stranded in his ship, the Andromeda ascended near the event horizon of a black hole. Dylan is frozen in time for 300 years until a mercenary salvage crew tries to claim the ancient ship for themselves. After a civil war leaves the universe in ruins, the last starship Captain Dylan Hunt and a group of mercenaries set out to restore peace and order to the Commonwealth.
Now, this is one of a 2-part episode. Does this synopsis cover both parts?
No,
or
that's just the first one because the second part is there.
Affirming
So
Flame. Okay.
they only get onto the ship like at the end of the first episode.
Yeah.
It takes them 45 minutes to get onto the ship.
Well, they do a whole lot of before he gets frozen first.
They do all that right before the commercial break.
No, they don't because
No, they spoil it in the fucking intro.
The goddamn intro spoils what happens.
Honestly, all I remember is he slides down a ladder.
He doesn't slide down a ladder. He fucking levitates down the ladder, and, like, spins in a circle, and then looks at his watch.
He drops down a giant hole that goes through all decks of this ship.
Establishing
lands
that it's a
safely,
big ship.
talks to his ship, and the commercial break says everyone dies.
Yeah, fuck me. That is just a stupid. What a way to start the show. Like, your whole series. You have your big setup, you got your excellent little battle scenes squared off, and it's like, we have to do something about this. We have to warn the Commonwealth. Cut to intro, the Commonwealth has fallen. I'm not even joking. That's literally what it is. It's just like
The whiplash is
carpet
insane.
gone from underneath you. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
And that just sets up things to come.
Well, no, it doesn't, because then we go back to where we were, and then we have to go through the battle that we know we're going to lose now.
Yeah,
It's 25 minutes.
No, I mean for the entire show.
Say,
Oh, yeah.
let's say 35 minutes of the show are just catching up to the title screen. And then we start episode 2.
Yeah.
So, does anyone want to play a black hole on this black hole episode?
No.
Throw
Just
it in
that-
the trash.
just
Throw
that-
episod 1 in the trash.
Just that,
I mean,
it
the
really...
only thing.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We got to do a round of hot takes, and then we move on. Yeah, sorry. Tim?
Yeah, the only thing of note to say is you see a lot of things. You're going to see a lot more throughout the show. Like that one black hole, those missiles.
Yeah.
Like you're going to see all that stuff again.
Yep.
Nietzschean.
You also see that, and it's particularly noticeable in these first handful of episodes, the writing for character dialogue is so blunt, I think is the right way to put it.
It's very welcome to the year 2000 prime time. Like there's no subtlety at all. It's just very, here is what we want you to know.
Like, I don't know if it's this episode or the next one, but a character does ask, like, what's his deal? And then another character says, well, let me tell you what I know about him. And then just literally reads from a page, basically.
I think that's the second episode.
It's the second episode. Okay, yeah. But, like, it's just inelegant, I think. It's very functional dialogue.
He just opens up the Wikipedia article and says, like, well, let me tell you about this character.
Let me look at his LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Let me look at Tyr's LinkedIn, tell you all about him. Yeah, no, it's just, woo. There's some more exciting episodes to come, I think.
Yep.
Nope.
All right. I guess we'll pass the baton on to Evan then, and we'll continue in the circle.
All right, episode 2, An Affirming Flame, directed by the amazing Brenton Spencer and written by Robert Hewitt Wolf, who I hope was fired.
Oh, don't say that.
So we don't have to
Don't
read
say
those
that.
every time.
I know we don't have to read them.
But I did put them there so that if there's a particularly bad episode, we know who to blame.
Yeah. All right, here's the synopses for the second episode. Dylan must protect the Andromeda from the mercenary crew as it is tugged away from the black hole's time-distorting gravity, while Becca and her friends on the Eureka Maru, that's her ship, by the way, discover that they may be fighting for the wrong person. The person they're fighting for looks like a literal weasel and a man put together. Just as a heads up.
So yeah, just so folks can follow along, maybe we just like name all the characters that like are and like where their positions are. Like there's like Dylan Hunt, who's the captain of the Andromeda, and then he's got an AI person named Andromeda, but she goes by Rami. And then there's Becca Valentine, who's the captain of the other ship, and she's got Seamus Harper,
who's the tech guy.
Yeah, Seamus Harper, a tech guy.
Computer guy.
They also have Trans Gemini, which is a good luck alien, I guess.
Yeah, she's sort of the medic.
Yeah,
Yeah, she can like raise plants or something.
Yeah, she's good with living things, I guess. And then there's Rev Bem, who's the priest. And this in no way exactly maps back to the like crew and assignments of Firefly. the other like 2000 sci-fi show. So there we have it. That's the core. That's the core cast.
Don't forget Tyr, the like warrior prince.
So the Weasel Man hired Tyr Anasazi of whatever all that other shit in his name is.
Out of Victoria by Barbarossa.
Oh fuck! I hate. No, I don't hate. I
So
find
you
it
have
very.
to say it like this: Tyr Anasazi, out of Victoria from Barbarossa.
If he ever says his full name, he is fucking belting that shit out.
Yeah.
He doesn't say that quietly. He's gets in his angry voice. Tyr Anasazi. Blah, 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 blah. It's just
Kodiak Pride.
So Tyr is a mercenary hired by Weasel Man to make sure that the salvage job of the Andromeda Ascendant goes through no problems.
Also, Tyr is a Nietzschean, which means he's exactly the same as a human, but they glue 3 spikes to each of his arms, so you know he's a different kind of guy.
He's genetically perfect. Engineered
Oh yes.
to
Also, he's
apex.
genetically engineered to just be a regular guy, because all the Nietzscheans they get aren't always genetically superior people, like the fucking fat Nietzscheans they run into in a couple episodes, who are definitely not Nietzscheans, because if they're genetically superior, they're not going to be fucking 300 pounds, sweating and heaving.
in sweatshirts, no less. Too. My God, hold on. One thing to just say:
Sweatshirts.
the fucking costuming in this show is in another world. Fucking.
Oh
All right,
my
anyway,
God.
episode 2, it finishes the first episode where they get the ship and Dylan Hunt is the captain. He's like, what are you doing on my ship? And they're like, it's 300 years later. And he's like, well, guess what? Now I got to bring back my government because it's gone.
Yeah, it fell apart in the intervening 300 years. Yeah, for something that, like, I don't know, for something that's meant to kick off a whole, for something that's meant to kick off the motivation of a character, like, story-long mission of, like, restoring the Commonwealth, I will say this. They really did jack all to establish what the Commonwealth was and why it mattered.
Yep.
Like,
It was
There's
just what he knows. And now that it's 300 years in the future, it's too different. So, like, remember how in Futurama, when Fry ends up in the year 3000,
Yep.
he kind of just learns how it works. If Dylan Hunt woke up in the year 3000, he'd be like, no, we can't have it this way. I need George Bush to be president, and we're going to go back.
Everything's got to change. This is too different for me. I'm old. Yeah, imagine Futurama where Fry's just like, nah, man, we got to change everything back.
Everything has to be the year 2000. Sorry.
Yep. That's
Fuck, what
Yeah.
a stupid
not
premise.
inaccurate.
Anyway, bad episode 2 out of the way. Let's throw it in the trash can. Who's
Wait,
up next?
before we move on, Evan, do you want to explain? We've dropped the name Nietzschean a couple times here now.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain where the Nietzscheans get their peculiar name, the Nietzscheans?
Yeah, from an author named Friedrich Nietzsche.
Author and
Friedrich.
philosopher, the
Sorry,
patron
yes.
saint of Nietzscheans, who
Yes.
hold his writings as holy texts. That's why they're all.
But not his
dipshits.
body. They have somebody else's body as the ultimate body
Oh, we'll get
that
there.
they keep in like a sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backpackable, no less.
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
boy, oh boy.
All right.
And
so
they
we
basically
finished.
just quote Nietzsche, and that's like their shtick.
Oh
and
my
they have
God.
like fish arm spikes.
And a lot of them, except Tyr, I guess, unless there's some philosopher I don't know about, they all have like ridiculous philosopher names. Like it's just the most annoying shit. Almost as annoying as the like Commonwealth ship names, which are also like even worse than Halo ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
just crazy ship names.
Do you think we'll ever meet a oh my God, a Sigmund Freud?
Oh,
A
God.
Yeah.
Freudian. Yeah, the Nietzscheans and the Freudians have been at war for a millennia.
Yeah.
That's what.
Or
actually
exactly
causes it.
300 years.
Time.
They've been at war for exactly 300 years.
There you
And
go.
Dylan Hunt's going to put a stop to it.
And we've got 88 more episodes to find a Freudian. So
No, you have 88
we'll
episodes.
see.
Don't worry. Since
We
we
don't
find
have
him, we'll wheel you
anything.
back in. Don't worry.
All right, so
no.
we've done 2 episodes. We've established the sort of the status quo of the show. This mercenary group gets absorbed by the Andromeda and Dylan Hunt, and now they're going to parade throughout the galaxy and restore order and justice and the Commonwealth and make the galaxy great again.
What?
Literally exactly that. This
all right,
new
Matt,
galaxy's no
episode
good.
3. Launch it.
There it is. Am I reading this one?
It's your turn. Yep.
Okay. Hey, look at this. Episode 3, To Loose the Fateful Lightning. Directed by the fella that did the previous one, Brenton Spencer. Dylan is manipulated into unlocking powerful weapons stores when the Andromeda discovers a Commonwealth space station populated by children who believe that he is the legendary High Guard, who has come to bring peace by destroying their enemies. A group of child warriors bent on causing destruction of the solar system is discovered on a guard station outside the I almost said diarrhea system, but
Yeah,
That's probably as
basically.
close as you'll get.
dihedra
I mean,
system.
they all have radiation sickness, so it probably is the diarrhea station.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It stinks there. Hey, Ben, I really like your note that you scribbled here in the huge hot takes. Romeo Dallaire presents the universe's longest game of telephone played by child soldiers.
Yeah.
What a wild episode 3. Like,
Yeah,
we
this
had
is,
like
oof.
we had middling start spoiled by itself, and then we had like conclusion that was fine, kind of goofy and clunky, and then boom, straight into child
Show of the week, baby.
show-
Like no connection.
Yeah.
Just here we
If
go.
you thought Dylan Hunt was cunning and clever and was one of the smartest men in the show, watch him get duped by a bunch of kids who don't know anything.
Well, they know
Yeah,
one thing.
Kids who are literally so dumb, all they know is what somebody told somebody else like 1,000 years ago, and they just kept telling it every generation differently until they just, it's their religion now.
I think the
and they
best.
get it
like,
wrong. It's
the
literally
owner's
a game
manual.
of telephone.
Yeah.
There's a thing where they're going through the files and she's like pulling out files and like reciting what's on them, and Dylan Hunt's just like, no, you got that all wrong. And she's like, no, that's what it says. And he's like, no, it says right here something completely different. She's like, I can't fucking read. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
This says
she's like-
this is instructions for building a toilet.
Yeah.
Wait, did they ever explain how there's generations of kids when they die as
yeah,
children,
so that's
and
the-
they don't
well,
produce
they don't-
any more children?
They do reproduce. They
Yeah, but,
die
like-
when they're like 20.
Yeah, but
So they just get busy at 18, I guess.
But like it
Because
doesn't.
that's the only time it's legal.
I don't know if there was any pregnant kids in that episode that I saw, but
It's a
anyway.
fucked up episode, man.
Too
Like
hot, GG.
just like one, the Lord of the Flies aspect of it is like, that's always fucked up. But yeah, that idea that it's like it's a generational ship of range ages 0 to 20, and then also
Yeah.
all the dudes are super homicidal and suicidal. Like they want to go. The thing that isn't exactly super touched on here is the kids. They want to go nuke like a solar system.
No, they don't want to nuke it. They want to, pacify it or something. They have a nice word for it. Or they want to free or justify. They have
Liberated?
like a word that
probably
describes
Cleanse is
nuking. No, it's not
probably
cleanse.
it.
It's like giving them a hug. Like it's that kind of word.
Yeah, they have a kind word for it. Anyway, they end up
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get.
Dylan accidentally gives them the codes to all the spaceships so they can nuke all these planets.
Yeah, because he just wanted them to shut up, so he gave
So,
them the top secret.
we're on
security
episode
code.
3.
Fucking know
Dylan
about.
Hunt is trying to restore the Commonwealth, and he's already executed millions of people
He's
by episode
accidentally
3.
did a genocide.
Episode
Yeah.
4, he gets pantsed.
All right,
All right, moving on, because I don't think anyone's playing a card for this one.
episode 3 in the trash.
Oh man, I think there's only like
Episode
3 episodes we're gonna
4.
play the cards on, and this is gonna be a fucking
D
nightmare.
-0.
Oh yeah, this one has a great name.
I
D
literally-
-0.
Have no recollection of this
Oh
episode.
no, this is the first time they find the resters, I think. So anyway, here's the official synopsis. Dylan and the crew of the Andromeda face off against an unknown enemy when they discover a ship's recorder, forcing Dylan to deal with the tensions between him and his new crew.
This
I
is
feel
first
like
Ghost
this-
Ship, right?
I think this is the one where they get pursued by the mysterious ship that keeps kicking their ass.
Yeah, it's like a
And-
ship that's not talking to them.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
won't talk to them. They end up hiding in the sun, and like Harper is fucking stroking out because he's weak and because
And
he's
nobody
on
trusts
shitty Earth,
Dylan.
and no one
That's
trusts
it.
Dylan, and he doesn't trust them. And
It's the
But it's
episode
another,
where he
like,
says, "Come
Commonwealth
walk with
ship,
me."
right?
No. Eventually, you find out that there's a Commonwealth ship behind it, but they have no idea who this ship
Oh.
is. This is the first time you find the Resters, and they're like that persistent enemy throughout the show of
Is
this
it?
first season, anyway. Yeah,
I don't
they
remember
are.
that being a persistent
They
thing.
show up twice.
3 or 4 times they show up.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's this episode. The hot take that's listed here in the column is I literally can't remember this one. Is this the one where Dylan has a walk with me moment with every crew member? Yes.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
is.
It
They
is
do the
funny.
same scene like 4 times because they keep getting attacked by the ship and something keeps going wrong. And every time it goes wrong, it's because somebody other than Dylan fucked up. And so he takes them out of the bridge. It's like, walk with me. And they walk down the hallway and he bitches at them for being shitty. And that's the whole episode.
This is also the first episode where
Yeah.
we see how they fly the drones, which
Oh, with their VR
with,
goggles.
VR
put your
helmets,
fucking
yeah.
sunglasses on, and then you're like inside the ship somehow, and you're like running
Oh, and
around
you
the
can fly
bridge.
more than
There's-
one at the same time
Yeah,
somehow.
that one.
Yeah.
Formation flying, I guess.
Yeah, I
Don't know how you fly swarms with your VR goggles. And
They
a
look like the
joystick.
kind of goggles that you get with a laser tag set, so you don't get laser in your eyes. Is what they look like.
Yeah.
Well, it was filmed in 2000, which was the height of the laser tag craze. So
True.
they probably are literally that.
Very true.
I mean, it very well could have been a decommissioned Dactyl Horror or Dactyl Nightmare, like 3D kit.
Could be.
Oof.
All
What an
right.
exciting
I don't really
episode.
have much to add other than this one, other than it like introduces that persistent threat, which apparently at least half of you didn't realize was a persistent threat. So
Sometimes they
not
say
at
things in
all.
the show and it
Not
goes
at all.
in one ear and out the other. Hey,
all
this
right.
is the first instance of the missile repeat, isn't it?
Oh, probably.
there's
with,
a lot
with
of
the, like,
space CGI.
expanding missiles that then shoot at them. That shot is
Yeah.
used so many
Did
times.
anyone notice that the Andromeda has wings that come out when it fights?
Yes. It has like battle armor things that come out of the frame.
It's just the dumbest.
But they
It's
don't
dumb.
do anything.
doesn't do
They're
anything.
so.
Well, yeah, they protect the
It's
core.
like- it's
They-
like-
They're
I mean, just-
intimidating, Evan.
There's like 4 of them that come out,
It's
and they
like
don't
if
really do
I got in a
anything.
fight and then my beard kind of just flared out a little bit.
Yeah,
And it's just
and
like,
you're
I'm
my
in battle
face is now
mode.
Protected.
yeah.
Can't cut my
They
throat.
lock
My
death
beard's
foils in
bigger.
attack positions.
Oh my god. It's
Look. It's dumb.
Right, episode
They
4,
are-
D
they are
minus
dumb.
0 gets a D minus 0 score.
Ooh,
All right,
savage. Evan.
Tim.
Okay.
Episode
Yeah, this
5.
next one, Double Helix. The Andromeda finds a Nietzschean colony conducting pirate raids on a nearby Than planet.
Those are
Dylan-
bug men, by the way.
Yeah, it took me a long time in that they kept saying Than, and it took me a while to remember it was that cool bug person from the first episode.
Yeah.
They ran out of money to do the costume for, so you never see it again.
not ever.
Probably this
Uh,
any Than in the season afterwards have like big chest plates over them behind the hole they blew in the prop.
Yeah, the original one.
Yeah, probably.
Oh god.
Dylan hopes that saving the Than will win support for his cause, but Tyr's loyalties are divided when the colony presents him with an opportunity to have a mate and a home. If he gives them the Andromeda,
Oh
So-
god! So I
because Tyr
forgot.
can't be trusted.
I forgot to put in my hot takes here, but this is the one with the fucking shitty Go flashbacks.
Is this the one?
Oh,
Yeah, it is
Oh,
episode.
yes.
Yeah. With the
3D
space
Go?
go, three-dimensional space go.
fucking hate this
It's
episode
3D
so much.
chess from Star Trek. What is
Except
the Go?
it's Go because they're smarter and more intellectual on the Andromeda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey.
I just want to point out one thing. This is the episode that I realized I'm never gonna be able to like actually take a Nietzschean seriously in the show ever, because the way they write Nietzscheans is that they're always 2 steps ahead of you, and by only being 2 steps ahead of them, like their opponents at all times, you can immediately figure out how every situation plays out. There's no surprise. It's all just linear logic for them. It's like, can I survive and fuck another day? Yes, then I will do that. And
That's their whole thing. They just want to spread their genes.
Yeah, they want to fuck.
they want to
Yeah.
Ugh.
And Tyr gets it on, and I bet we'll see his babies in you guys might in another
Yeah.
season. I'll never.
So Tyr does something and trick. I don't remember what the fuck he does, but he earns the
Does a
privilege
triple
to.
cross.
Yeah, it's like a triple cross.
He does a triple cross, and then he can
He tricks Dylan and tricks himself and tricks the Nietzscheans all at the same time.
he does this triple cross, and he gets to Nietzschean Mary bang someone. He gets a sweet armband.
That's
It's-
right.
yeah,
He
that's
does the double helix.
Nietzschean,
fuck,
the Nietzschean wedding ring is a fucking
Double helix.
bicep band with a DNA double helix scraped onto it and painted with fucking nail polish.
Well, they can't wear
It's-
rings because it'd be too dangerous for their fingers, so they have to wear something on their big muscular biceps.
Yeah, they just strapped something sharp next to their brachial artery. That'll never go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I was really surprised how much Tyr getting it on this was in this episode. Isn't there a 2.5 minute sequence of just them in bed and
Yeah, and he's talking to her after they bang.
Oh no, it's that Tyr's explaining to somebody else why this is so important that he does all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's funny.
Because his pride was triple crossed, and then they're all dead but him or something.
Yeah.
The Kodiak pride.
So yeah, this is where you get a lot. This is Tyr's episode where we finally learn.
Yeah, we
what
learn
makes
his
him tick.
backstory.
We learned what the fuck about Nietzscheans and
Yeah, they're
prides
terribly written and stupid characters.
yeah.
They're-
Also intercut with all of these flashbacks because Dylan's first officer before the Nietzscheans betrayed the Commonwealth was also a Nietzschean, and they
Who
used to
betrayed
play.
him?
They used to play Go all the time, and he betrayed him, and then he found out that he was cheating all the time, and it's all just fucking dumb.
My favorite
And
thing out of
some-
this.
I could never win a game of Go with you. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, it's because I cheat. What?
yeah.
Yeah, I cheat literally every time. It's how I win.
I love
Aren't
that
you
this is.
cheating?
I love that this is trying to give purpose and meaning to the dying lines of that character when Dylan shoots him in the first episode, where he utters as his last words "I'm proud of you," and then dies.
Yeah.
The whole Nietzschean thing of being the best at stuff. I got to be superior. I got to.
You don't have to be the best. You just have to always win.
They're just you okay. I'm gonna short circuit if we talk more about this, but I hate this
All right.
episode so much
Let's
because of that
skip
fucking Go
this
game. You
terrible
can't
episode.
win the
Hang on,
game if you're cheating.
Yeah, you can.
This
Yes,
this
you
is
can.
potentially the first black hole episode
We
we
can't-
could do. So
I
if
don't
you
wanna
did
get
want to
sucked-
lose your
I
mind,
can't. I don't want to get sucked into. I don't want to get
Toss
sucked
it
into.
in the trash.
Yeah, we're tossing and move on.
I hate that fucking
Um,
sequence so much. It's
All
the
right,
first of
so-
several catastrophic thematic miswrites.
Oh yeah. All right, Evan,
Hmm.
you're up.
I'm up. Here we go. The next exciting episode: Angel Dark, Demon Bright.
These fucking names.
Another
Oh,
one written by
Oh, wait,
Robert
wait,
Hewitt Wolf.
We also didn't mention A, these names are ridiculous, and B, there's this stupid grade 9 level poetry at the beginning of every episode. I didn't have time to get a spreadsheet of them all and put them in here, but oh my god, they are bad.
They are
They're
often.
these
Sorry.
fake historical quotes from because the show takes place 3,000 years from now, so there's all that history to fill in, plus the 300 years that he was asleep in the black hole. So they just pull all of these pithy quotes that are.
All right, I got
just
one. Here's a
completely
quote
made up.
for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Here's a quote from Angel Dark, Demon Bright, the episode I'm going
Oh,
to talk
there we
about.
go.
The heavens burned, the stars cried out, and under the ashes of infinity, hope, scared and bleeding, breathed its last. That's from Ula Tempa Poetis from the Elegy for the Commonwealth. The person whose name is literally
Poetic.
Poetis.
Oh my god.
I-
Yep. So that's what
Hey,
we're
you know
dealing
what?
with.
That's
with
fun.
these
Hey, that's
quotes.
fun. It's just some of these things are way too serious for complete fictional bullshit. It's just.
Yeah.
The
All right,
ones that
here's
are
the
really-
episode.
Ones are better.
You
the
ready?
Data quotes. Anyway, go ahead.
Here's the episode. When a slipstream error throws the Andromeda back in time to the climactic battle of the Nietzschean Commonwealth War, Dylan and his crew must not only decide whether or not to interfere, but which side to interfere on. Ultimately, it's discovered that the Nietzscheans arrived at the Witch Head Nebula with 1,500 ships, 3 times more than was said to have been in the battle. The crew then realizes that, well, they got to blow up 2/3 of it, or else it won't be the same battle that it was before, probably. I didn't even read that part. It's just that's literally what happens. I can guess. I didn't watch this episode. I think I fell asleep. When this plan succeeds, Tyr reveals that he knew the truth the whole time from a Nietzschean legend, which Andromeda's actions were attributed to the Angel of Death. So not only did Tyr know he was going to kill all his own people, but I guess he went ahead with it anyway.
Well, if you watch the episode.
All right, so we're what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes in, and we're already back at the first episode. Time travel.
Hey, so one thing that we left out of episode 1 and 2's little narrative information, the idea of a Nova bomb was established. And Ben, what's a Nova bomb?
A space nuke.
It's space nuke.
Yeah, like blow up a solar system level nuke.
How many did the Andromeda have in episode 1?
40?
How many did it have at the end of episode 2?
0.
Yep. We shot a black hole.
They shot them all into a black hole.
He saved one.
Oh.
No,
he picks one up later. That's what it is.
Yeah, they pick one up later.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, so somehow they make a slipstream error, which to me makes no sense because the slipstream is piloted by like human intuition, which means how can you make an error when you're just like, you don't even think about it, you just do it.
So I feel like
it might not be human.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe I could play a black hole here because I'm sure there's Matt and Tim are going to use theirs on other episodes. I would probably use it anyway. And this is crazy, man. We are less than a month into this fucking show that is about a guy being launched into the future. And less than a month into this show, we do what should be the like end of season, like climactic thing for this character. We go back in time to the Nietzscheans, to the pivotal battle of the war. And it's like, do I undo the thing that like kicked off this whole show? No, you don't, because it's fucking episode 4 or whatever. Like if you count the first episode as one, because it's the 2 episodes as one, we are literally a month into this show. And suddenly we're asking, like, do we undo the entire series? I mean, obviously you're not going to. So your whole narrative is fucked. And why are we doing this so early? It just feels so cop-outy and weird.
Ben, we ran out of material to write for Dylan Hunt immediately.
Yeah.
We didn't give him enough dimensions, so we went back in time, the 4th dimension, to try.
We had to do the time travel already.
Oh, that's okay. Already.
I feel like we've been here already.
It adds the bullshit, like, anytime you do a time travel in a sci-fi, you got to be real careful because otherwise you just have why didn't they just do a time travel card for any time there's plot? Even Avengers is fucking guilty of this. In Endgame, fucking Tony Stark just sits down on an afternoon and invents time travel. And it's like, okay, well, you couldn't have done that at any other point. It had to be right now.
I mean, like what it does ultimately is it puts too many rules in place. Like now,
well, so how do you time
it's
travel
not even like
through
there
the
was
slipstream?
Yes, well, the slipstream is this like hand wavy.
Sure,
mystical...
but like, why not just do that every time?
Well, that's what I'm saying because there's not even any like, it happened to be that a star went supernova right beside them while they were slipstreaming, so it's a 1 in a million thing. It's not that. It's they
like,
put trance.
We time traveled.
They got trance to steer the ship, and she's like, I don't know what I'm doing, and she went back in time. And it's like, what?
I mean, talk about failing your driver's test.
Too many left turns and ended up 300 years ago. Like, what? Yeah. That just doesn't. No.
And then also, time travel doesn't matter because everything that happened already. So whatever you do is what you were going to do anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, they also play their hand pretty clearly that time travel in this show is deterministic. So anytime we do time travel from here on out, it doesn't matter because we've established that time travel is deterministic. So
anything we do is already what we did, and we know it's going to happen.
We
But
gotta
guess
do
what?
it.
They keep doing time travel episodes.
Yeah.
This is the first of many.
Well,
Yeah.
so far we're only in season 1.
Many
Yeah.
in season 1.
I think
and then I guess while we're here, Tyr has that whole like, oh, he knows the whole time that there's too many Nietzschean ships and they're gonna get blown up, and he's kind of like wavering because at this point you're still kind of like, Tyr's a dick. Is he gonna betray them? Like you're waiting for the backstab. You don't really know if he's on whose team, and this is sort of like his like coming out as like, I'm Team Dylan Hunt for now, because he doesn't make the Nietzscheans win. He decides to go along with it. I don't even really remember why, but he does.
probably
And
so there's
as
less
they're-
people to, cock block him, I guess.
Yeah,
If he let the Nietzscheans win, Tyr would die, and if Tyr dies, Tyr would be mad.
I don't, would he die? I mean, I guess
Tyr
he
wouldn't
would.
exist.
'cause it
Tyr
would
would be mad about
drastically
that.
change. But he has this whole like this way melodramatic sequence where the Andromeda is going through their plan that's setting off this chain reaction that's blowing up all these Nietzschean ships, which I guess is like 1 million people or something. Which here we go. We're on episode 6. We're on our second genocide. So
Got to bring that Commonwealth back together.
and there's and he just has this dramatic thing where he's standing at the rail of the ship as it's doing the fucking Star Trek camera shake thing, and he starts reciting this legend about the angel of death destroying things. It's just so over the top and cheesy. Like, buckle up, people, because it's only gonna
There are
get worse.
few nuanced and quiet moments of contemplation in the show that aren't like being written by the hammiest of fists.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think I've had my rant. Anyone else want to chime in on this episode while the black hole is active?
Tim.
Oh, no, I can't.
Thanks.
I can't think of anything more to say on this episode.
It's a
All
dumb
right,
one.
that's it. Angel Dark, Demon Bright is in the can.
6 episodes in, not a single good one.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. We're on to Ties That Bind, episode 7. I don't even remember this one by name. Oh, fuck. It's this. Oh, god damn it. I just skimmed the first line of the synopsis and was immediately reminded this one. All right. Hey, guys, guess what? Buckle up. This is where we start. Hey, we had Tears episode, so how about we have a Becca Valentine episode? Becca's brother and his friend come aboard, with her brother claiming to have converted to Wayism, the religion of Rev Bem. Oy.
Oh, by the way, we went back 300 years to where they were before now. We're back.
We're back,
300
yeah,
years
at
in
the end of the
future
time travel
again.
episode, they return to
Yeah.
the present with everything
Yeah.
set in place to have
Everything-
happened.
Which,
still the
actually,
same.
yeah, hold on, finish rant. Which, related to how Trance just accidentally stumbled back in time, they somehow knew exactly how to undo that. They were just like,
Yep.
we're just going to get in the ship and we're going to go into the slipstream right back to the present. Like that was a totally normal thing to do.
Yeah.
You see
It's
this
in the manual.
in the coordinates here. What we do is we change this number from a 0 to a 300, and then boom, we're there. We're back where we need to be.
What? So if you
Yeah.
could do that, couldn't you just go 300 years in the future at any time?
No,
You just know
it's
how
like
to do that?
it's like an intake valve. It only goes one way.
No, Ben, because you
Yeah,
can only
forward.
fly through.
So you could just keep going forward.
Wait, Tim.
You
at
can
any
only
point-
fly through it. You can only fly through it through intuition. So you can't.
Right.
Like,
But
No,
they
you can
knew how
only
to
go
do
back
it.
the way you came. So if you came from 300 years in the future, you can only go back 300 years in the future.
Okay.
You just follow the same route in reverse.
see,
know
it's
what? They-
instinct. That's why robots can't do it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
yeah, robots can't do it all right.
Only
Yeah.
people can do
Uh,
it.
Okay, yeah, so that's it. I just think it's fucking stupid that they just this 1 in a million thing. We accidentally went back 300 years, but we know how to perfectly undo it at any point.
Ben, it's
Like,
just another
There
one
are
in this.
many times throughout that episode where they're deciding like, do we intervene, do we not? And they're constantly like on the edge of pushing the let's go home button. Like it's not, they don't have to solve how to do it. They almost
can just skip
immediately
it.
just 180 and leave. Like they're just like, what? Oh.
Ben,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Okay.
This is just another in the long line of
Sorry.
already happening things
Yeah.
that the show establishes with no nothing, and then just
All right, take us into Becca's episode.
Ties that bind. Becca's brother and his friend come aboard, with her brother claiming to have converted to Wayism. However, it soon becomes clear that they have their own agenda, connected to the Resters, a group of environmentalists attempting to prevent all space travel. Now, thing one, this is the second time the Resters have come up. I am still confused. Are the Resters actually environmentalists?
Sort of, yeah.
But
We
they're-
can get
they-
to
they're
that
trying-
later.
But they
Hang on,
ultimately,
There's an episode about that.
but they're
isn't
trying
there?
to restore the. Aren't they trying to restore not the Commonwealth, but there's some.
No, they're trying to restore the natural order. And
Oh,
they
never
think
mind.
that,
Yeah.
that like space travel is unnatural and people aren't supposed to move between systems and
Yeah.
the people are spreading pollution and all that shit.
Hey, I have a problem with that, and it will come up later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it that they use spaceships to do it?
Could be.
Yeah,
It's part of it.
could be that.
Could be part of that.
To police space, they use spaceships?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So here's another episode that involves like double and triple crossing that is just infuriating to watch because there's no dramatic tension. Like there's mechanical tension that's happening all the time because they're like, will he, won't he, is he not, which is just like functionally devoid of all emotion and interest for me at least. But it says here, oops, all nanomachines. Ben, why did... I assume you wrote this one. Why does this say,
I
oops, all
did.
nanomachines? I don't remember at all.
So the priest, who is not actually the priest he says he is,
Oh,
is,
my God.
he's actually like a
I
nanomachine
forgot all
man
about
or
this.
something. You know the joke about like 3 kids in a trench coat pretending to be an adult? Well, this is 3 billion nanomachines in a trench coat pretending to be a priest. And at one point he just like pulls his hood back, opens his mouth like feet wide, and swarm of nanomachines just pours out, and the hood collapses, the whole robe collapses, and the nanomachines infest the ship, and it does all the bad things for the episode.
I don't know how we didn't bring this up in the children episode, but they, to go back there, nanomachines play an important part at the end of that episode too, don't they?
Some could say nanomachines play an important part in every fucking moment of the show.
Like, do they use the nanobots to cure the kids' cancer or something?
That's part of it, but they also use it to fix like the radiation leak that's killing them all.
Something like that.
Uh-oh, we're losing Tim.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Bye,
Nanomachines,
Tim.
Oh, it's back, it's
nanomachines fix.
The nanomachines
Oh,
have saved
I'm back.
it. They fixed the connection. Good job, nanomachines.
Thank you, nanomachines.
Yeah.
Tim, we missed what you were saying. We were just saying that we think that the nanomachines fix like the reactor that was poisoning the kids and stuff.
Yeah, but don't they poison the kids in that episode? Kids steal the ship.
Oh, do they do like a weird nanomachine knockout thing? Yes, they do.
Yeah,
Isn't that
they
where they
poison the kids.
if the kids are they knock out all the kids with the nanomachines or something because they're young and the nanomachines can tell that they're young and knock them all out. I feel like we had this talk at some point.
Yeah, but not about that though. Not about whether the kids are young or not. It was about if the nanomachines can figure out which one's president.
No. But I swear I had.
No,
a fight
we
with
no.
somebody.
We definitely had this. They
Yeah,
poison the kids with nanomachines.
yeah. They could tell somebody didn't believe they could target it to young, and I was like, oh, you can because telomeres and shit. But there's a way you can target the DNA and figure out they're young. Only hit them. But did he also genocide the kids with nanomachine poison? Are we at 3 genocides already?
No, I think we're at 2. I think he left
Easily.
the kids. He left them alone.
They didn't die. They didn't die, but they all.
He left
like,
them in a radiated spaceship.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, yeah.
But
all
that's
right,
how
so
they already
we've-
were.
We've spun out here. This is Becca's bad brother.
Becca's bad
episode.
brother. Brother ends up being.
I don't remember this episode at all.
It's like they pull off the big Valentine triple double bamboozle at the end, where it's like Becca seemingly is going off on her own to like, dupe the ultimate enemy. I can't remember what it was actually. This is forever ago. Something ends up happening where Becca is chasing her brother, and she makes it look like she blows him to smithereens, and then it's actually, haha, tricked ya, machine, and now your defenses are down. Then we got ya. But I don't remember.
Something
It's something like that.
Yeah.
inconsequential. Ultimately, it kind
I
of
mean-
it's a lot of building of Becca's backstory. Is like, I'm a rapscallion that had a hard life, and me and my brother was con artists.
The main takeaway from this episode is that Becca's bad brother stole her compact disc collection.
Yeah. I
Mm.
knew there was something about CDs.
They're not even like fancy space discs. They're literal CDs.
Well, they're
In
like
the year,
3,000-year-old relics at this point.
Like, what? How are you playing those? Sony still exists? Is there still a Discman? Like, what? How? What?
Harper makes things. He invented the compact disc player in the year 3300.
I think it's the year Earth year 6000 something when this show takes place.
Oh, Christ almighty. How did those
Just as a-
paperbacks survive?
Just as a heads up.
Just a paperback survive.
Yeah, I don't like this episode at all. I don't want a black
it's not a
hole on
good
this at all. Fuck this one.
I don't even remember.
I don't
it.
even remember it.
If her brother came back at some point later in the show, maybe. But,
Swear to God, I thought we're getting ahead of ourselves. The episode 20, I think it is, the honeyed words or whatever. The fella in that one, what's his name, Gabriel? I thought that was Becca's brother. They look very similar in my memory.
He was mentioned in that episode, I think, maybe, but it's not him. Anyway, moving on.
The banks of the Lathe.
Whose turn is it? I
Yours.
lost count. My turn. The
Yeah.
banks of the Lathe. Oh, this is a big ass one.
Yep, sucker.
Dylan discovers a way to communicate through a black hole with his former fiancée on a ship sent to rescue the Andromeda in the past, but when faced with a possible reunion by transporting through time, he must decide whether to leave the future behind and abandon his mission to reform the Commonwealth. Resolving to time travel back to the rescue ship, then return to the future with his lover, Dylan finds himself on the bridge of the Starry Wisdom, just in time for a Nietzschean attack. The crew of the Wisdom trick their attackers into thinking the Andromeda is fully functional by nudging its orbit around the black hole, as Dylan sends a gravity-warped transmission threatening attack. The ruse works, and the Nietzscheans leave, but Harper informs everyone that he can only lock on to Dylan to bring back. Dylan says goodbye and returns to his own time. Upon his return, he learns that while the efforts to alter Andromeda's destiny failed to free him in the past, the nudges made it possible for the Eureka Maru to save him in the present. So Sarah saved him after all. Guest stars Sam Jenkins, Kevin Sorbo's real-life wife as Dr. Sarah Riley, Captain Dylan Hunt's lost love.
Okay.
Did not
Another
know
time
that.
travel episode, only
So, yeah,
2
this
episodes
episode's-
later.
Actually,
2 episodes
one.
later.
It was one episode ago. Like, if you go
Well,
back,
it's
it was the brother
it's the
one.
second
and then-
episode from that.
And
Yeah.
then the time travel one.
So we skipped the
there was
time
a time
travel
travel episode. 2 episodes later, we've got another time travel. And not only is it another time travel episode, it's another, like, should Dylan abandon his quest and go back in time fucking episode. Like, what in the goddamn hell? They literally haven't told a Dylan Hunt episode that isn't that yet.
Well,
Both-
guess what Dylan Hunt's character is?
Yeah.
I'm from 300 years ago.
Hold on. Two things to point out on this real quick. One, in the previous time travel episode, we established that it's deterministic. So nothing you do, everything will happen that is set. So
you
the
can't
outcome is
back-
decided from the hop, and we know it.
Yeah.
So it's trying to frame it as a tragic story.
Well, actually, technically no, because he's planning to bring her forward in time, which
But
because
it
we
didn't
don't.
work.
Yeah, but because we don't know what happened in that 300 years, it's possible that she could have got blinked into the future. So that is
Oh my
scientifically
God.
possible that
I
this episode
suppose
could
that,
have.
yeah. Instead of
could-
he staying
He
back in
couldn't have gone
time.
back, but he could have brought her forward and it not be
suppose.
spoiled.
Second thing to establish real quick, this begins the show's very interesting approach to storytelling, where we try the same topic twice in the same season.
Yep.
And we come to the same conclusion for a second time.
This is also where they start dropping hints that Rami is horny as fuck.
Yeah, she's like
Um,
Google-eyeing
this
the
scene,
picture of him.
she's she's waiting. Yeah, she's for some reason her physical robot body, which is mentally distinct from both her holographic projection and her TV screen version in the ship, is just hanging out in his quarters while he's in the shower.
Well,
And,
remember
like,
when he said in the other episode, he's like, I hope this doesn't mean you can't like watch me shower anymore when she has a physical body. And she's like, I can only do like what I'm programmed to do or something. And he's like,
definitely
wink.
missed that line.
You don't remember when he said that?
Can we take
Nope.
that line of code out of the robot? It's really
Yeah,
weird when
she's
it's
just
standing in the
standing-
doorway watching me shower.
No, I remember him saying that specifically and her being like, don't worry, Dylan, like I can only follow my programming.
Yeah. Anyway, she's the opening of this episode. She's just standing there in his living room, waiting for him to get out of the shower, staring at this picture of him and his wife on his desk, like kind of giving the wife the side eye and like reaching out and stroking the picture of Dylan.
Yeah.
And then he gets out in a towel and is all like awkward. And it's just like, why is
Kylo
this a
Renning
thing?
it.
Why is this happening? And then we have the whole episode with him and his wife time travel thing. But yeah, this is them laying the seeds of Rami being horny.
Oh boy. You know what? Everything this show, this like many other Gene Roddenberry properties, is extremely horny, which is fine. That's a thing that humans are. We're sexual beings. But boy, does this show know how to make it weird and awkward, just in a presentation kind of way. Like AI stroking a picture. Hologram Rami might not feel the same way as physical Rami, and physical Rami might not feel the same way about the captain as screen Rami. That's that's a thought that has just occurred to me, and that's really interesting.
Also, this episode in particular is just like weirdly sexual. Like when it shows us a flashback of Dylan meeting Sarah for the first time.
Man, that's bad.
So there's two very weird things in this scene. One, they're like it's in the middle of a Magog attack. Her research station is being destroyed, and she's desperate to finish her experiment. Dylan Hunt slams in to save the day, and he just shoots her fucking shit to make her leave because she won't leave until the experiment's done. So he just blows it up without asking what it is or anything. And then she's like, "Oh, you must be Dylan Hunt." And he's like, "Oh yeah, what did you hear about me?" And he's like,
"Who's asking?"
No, this is good. This is good.
Want to fuck you or kill you? It's like, what?
Yeah, no, Ben, it said I would either want to marry you or kill you.
Yeah, whatever.
No, Ben got it right. Ben got it right.
Like the Mary was just the like.
It's got to be wholesome, Ben.
Yeah, exactly. Got to be wholesome. And then meanwhile, his like Nietzschean buddy, who's not his first officer, it's a different Nietzschean buddy who's like a hapless Nietzschean. He's in the background while they're having their like, I guess we're gonna bang now talk.
He's just there,
just with fucking heart eyes, staring at this woman to be Dylan's wife. And basically at the end of the episode, when he's like sending his telegram back or whatever, he looks over to the guy who's like, "Take care of my wife." Wink. And it's just like,
I've been slain. There's one particular thing you've missed. One interesting little note about, and we missed it in episode 1. The costuming and props department did some interesting work for this show. This is the second time I think we've seen Dylan armor up for battle against Magog or
football
Trespasser.
Armor and black sunglasses.
So in the future, the sci-fi armor that they wear for battle is literally hockey pads or football pads. Like, just you pull them on over your head, and they're made of foam or whatever, and woodworking glasses.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I have them over the exact ones, like
they're
one room over.
Woodworking glasses.
No, they aren't. They're perfectly.
In the last episode, they are because it's the cool zone or whatever.
Okay.
They all put on their black sunglasses to fight.
Okay, all right. But there's also the quarterstaff, whatever that's called, force lance.
Right.
Force
We haven't even touched about.
We haven't even fucking touched force lances, and they're about to become a major plot point and do things that were seemingly of unlimited possibility.
I bet that'll be our second black hole.
Yeah. Oh God. What a weird episode this like second time travel one was. It also introduces the teleporter. There's a whole subplot
which they never use again.
Yeah, because it doesn't really work.
Well, I mean, you tried using it to go back in time.
Well, yeah.
Like,
You say it
that's not
didn't work,
quite-
except they teleported a guy in time.
It
Yeah, but-
Well,
very
the teleport
works.
stuff,
Teleport
it just
to that.
explodes eventually.
Again, more Galaxy Quest here. They
Yeah,
use the teleporter,
literally.
and the melon just like explodes all over them, just like the stupid Inside Out goat thing that gets destroyed in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
All right, no one played a black hole, so we got to move on.
Moving it.
All right. The Rose and the Ashes.
Oh God.
I don't remember this episode. Dylan and the Andromeda are in yeah, I do. I remember it. Are imprisoned on a penal colony when no one allowed out.
Oh man.
Even the inmates' children are forced to remain. As the ship's avatar power source runs low, Dylan looks to an intelligent woman to help them escape. Meanwhile, with the help of Trance, the crew tracks down Dylan and Rami's location, but discover the colony's defenses would easily blow up the Eureka Maru. Dylan stages an uprising against the android warden of the prison and tries to shut down the defenses so that the Eureka Maru can rescue him, but is no match for the brutal warden. Rami, knowing Dylan is in trouble, is able to able to use an improvised power source to recharge herself and destroy the warden, but runs out of power before she can do anything else. Dylan manages to shut down the defenses in time for the Maru to rescue him and Rami, but Dylan is left perplexed at how Trance randomly picked the right prison planet. Also, there's a dumb thing that happens with a neck crack.
Yeah.
All right. So
Hey,
here it
guess
is.
what? Step one with this episode. For some reason, everything looks like it's filmed through like an infrared lens.
I'm playing.
Yeah,
the-
it's like
Everything is red
extreme-
and like super washed out.
Also, I think this is the first time we're outside.
Yes, I was going to bring that up. This is the first time we are outside on location. The only location they got for this whole fucking season, the woods near a river. That's the only exterior place because it's
Yeah.
either interior Eureka Maru, interior Andromeda, Bridge of Andromeda, or cave. Those are the only locations.
Yep.
Black hole.
Correct.
Playing the black hole.
This episode was dumb.
This
Oh, is Tim or Matt's playing a black hole?
I'm playing a
here?
black
Okay.
hole. Ben,
Okay.
I think you called it right. I don't remember where we talked about this, but you 100% nailed it where you described it as like the whatever, the red cloak people of this planet, 100% in the right. That Dylan Hunt comes and be like, hey, you should join my Commonwealth. And they're like, what? Fuck off. Go away. Arrest him.
Instantly.
And then they put him in jail immediately.
Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Just immediately
Just
in jail.
See
That
you
might
later,
have been the best
weirdo.
part in the whole season when they're just like, hey, guess what? We don't want to see you ever again. And I was like, I wish I could do the same thing to this show.
Goodbye, Dylan Hunt and Weird Robot. Go to jail, and then we spend a long time processing him. And then there's you just. I don't understand this episode. There's a lot. That comment I think I wrote a
Right.
couple times in these notes. I don't understand it.
What's not to understand? They send him to jail, but the jail is corrupt.
In this episode, and then I think the next time there's like a sort of Prison Planet episode, sort of. There's this idea of like generational trauma that is established. Like, you know, my 7 generations ago, my parents were arrested and put on the prison planet here, and the idea that like the Commonwealth fell, like all this institutionalized civilization fell, and all these things survived for 7 generations, and people remember this shit is insane. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have a
you
hard
don't have
time
to. It's dumb.
thinking that genius girl that lives in the forest would have any idea what the fucking Commonwealth was if her whole family had been in this completely cut off prison planet for 7 generations. Like, she'd be lucky if she knew how to count, let alone
Well,
make a
you know
potato
what?
battery
No.
that can charge
Yeah,
an
she's
android.
300 years
She's
was
really
a long time
smart,
ago,
though,
Ben.
It's just
Everybody knows how to make a potato battery.
That can charge an android.
Yeah,
I know,
everybody
Only
knows.
for a second.
the food kibble that they get is, you know,
Yeah, you get
Got
used
lots
to
of
it.
brain stuff in it, probably to make them smart.
I don't know why they don't
Yeah.
just execute all the criminals. If they're criminals forever and they're just going to keep them on the prison planet, even if the criminals have babies,
Well,
just kill all the criminals.
I don't understand the prison planet. Like, so this is another great thing about the show where it doesn't fucking establish like anything. Like establishing shots, forget them. Don't need them. Immediately medium shots right in there. But
Yeah.
like we don't set up anything about this fucking universe. Like earlier in an episode, there's a comment about that the Commonwealth spanned 3 galaxies, which
Yep.
was just a ludicrous statement to make, and then there was no follow up on like anything to do with that.
It
So-
spawns. It's the 3 galaxies, Matthew. The 3
Milky
galaxies
Way,
of the
Andromeda,
Commonwealth. Over
and the
a
third
million,
one.
over a million
Triangulum.
worlds.
It's the third one.
Triangulum is the 3rd galaxy.
Yeah.
Yep,
Wonderful.
because there's 3 points in a triangle.
Of course. So further to this point, the show doesn't establish anything. So when it goes on and says like Dylan Hunt says the Commonwealth's great, we have to take it on his word. And then
He was there.
he was
so he
there,
knows.
so it was great. But then it falls, and it's presented as if like all civilization just failed. Like now
Yeah,
everyone's
the
like
long night.
the long night. Everyone's like huddled in huts now and cut off. There's no
Yeah, it's
unified,
it's way
centralized
worse
stuff.
now.
But like, what's a prison planet now? Like,
It's a whole planet that's a prison.
one, that doesn't make sense.
Well,
Two, like,
hang on. Cause don't they slipstream into like a solar system that's just prison planets? Or am I remembering that wrong? Don't
No,
they're like,
it-
oh,
there's
we
like-
found
No,
where
they're
the
like-
prison planet is. They,
No.
They stream there, and there's a bunch of them.
They have to figure out which of all the prison planets that exist in the entire star map is the one that Dylan's on, is what they
Yeah.
have to figure
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Because there's more than one prison planet. There's
Well,
lots.
I think it's not even just all the prison planets. Those are just the prison planets that this government uses.
Right, sorry. They,
Yeah.
they
So-
narrow it
Government,
down to like
like-
300 prison
So they
planets.
have one planet that produces enough prisoners for multiple planets.
Yeah, it seems like a bad use of resources. Also, it could be more than one planet. Like it could be
I
their
suppose,
entire
yeah.
empire, right?
what are they?
It's like where Great Britain and the British Empire had all of their colonies, and they sent all of the prisoners to Australia. That was the prison planet of the British Empire.
Yep.
It's. I fucking hate this episode too, man.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the goddamn
The ending.
the neck break, the
yeah,
death
no,
scene.
we're gonna
Oh,
get there.
it's
We're
so
gonna let's
stupid.
talk about it. So
Let's talk about
the
that.
thread of this episode is that like there's the smart kid that's like helping Dylan, tech out all his problems, and then there's the boss lady who's like the medium sized, medium weight, like boss of the whole. Like she's unassuming a little bit, but I think she's meant to be really threatening looking.
Well, she wears like
She has
leather outfits. So
and she's
she-
got
you know
like
she's
blood
serious.
like under her eyes. Like she's supposed to be
Yeah,
threatening,
has
but
a
she
whole
looks
food
so
rack that
unassuming.
she runs.
What?
She's like the Xena knockoff. She's supposed
Oh,
to
yeah,
look like
100%
Xena.
Oh
Xena.
yeah, she does look like Xena.
100%.
So anyway, that's like the
Yeah.
boss of the whole prison group there, and she's always getting extra rations out of people because she's so tough and 6 other people on them. And that's actually the sister to the smart person, we find out.
Of course it is.
Of course. And I can't remember how she actually got the tough one. I forget how she actually got involved in the A plot and ultimately getting
Dylan
killed.
Dylan
guilted
convinces her to make a difference
Yeah.
Oh.
with one of his
behalf of
catchphrase
his sister,
speeches.
like, Your sister's been captured. We need your help.
Okay.
Your sister loves you.
Don't you want to make a difference?
Yeah.
Well, she did make a difference because she went into the final fight of the episode and got her neck broken immediately. Like
Yep.
the warden android just comes right up to her and goes, "Ha ha!" and literally
Picks her up with one hand, does the neck break, and then she falls to the ground.
Yep.
Moments later, the camera zooms in on her. She turns her head to her sister, says some final words, and then dies.
Oh,
And
but
no-
reaches her arm up.
Oh,
to
yes,
stroke
sorry.
her
and
Also,
strokes
yes.
the side of her sister's face and says,
Yeah.
"Like you're the smartest one here."
with her
with a
broken,
broken
ass
neck.
neck.
So
Yeah.
I think a sound effect was added later.
Incredible that they, for some reason, the established in all like canon of anything ever, when you break a neck, that person is dead.
Narratively, it was very
Right.
surprising that she was so tough.
Yeah.
She could just not die right away.
She
from
pushed
her
through
neck
all those
being broken.
frayed nerve ends and told her
Yeah.
arm to move.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know. This
Um,
is a weird one. It's a weird one.
Another bad episode.
Any other black hole comments we want to make about that one?
No, I think that was it. That
Yeah.
was bad. Other than get used to this forest because it comes up at least 2 more times.
Yep.
Well,
I think it's even the same forest, not to leak into season 2 material here, but there's an episode in season 2 that's like a frozen forest, and I'm pretty sure it's the same forest
They
with some
just
fake
spray
snow on
paint
the
it.
ground.
oh Ben, listen, they're filming on a soundstage somewhere, and I bet you it's pretty close to those woods.
Well, wasn't this show filmed in Vancouver? I bet they just went into the woods for a
Yeah.
couple of episodes.
100%. All right, next.
All right, which one's next?
All great,
Great
Neptune's Ocean. Finally, we get to talk about nanomachines and force lances.
Oh, this fucking episode.
Is it my turn to read?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Incredible.
Too much Grolsch.
All great Neptune's Ocean. The Castalians, which are fishmen aliens, humans with fish gills on their necks that have a backpack with water that's
People that
plugged
had
into their neck.
6 trachea insertions done on their necks.
So the Castalians come aboard to finalize the charter with the new Commonwealth. But guess what? They are bad Tanitians. And guess who gets locked in a room with the king of the fishmen? Tyr, the Nietzschean. And then what happens? The fish man is dead, and Tyr, he's pretty sure he didn't do it.
So, one thing to
I love-
establish here, real quick, is that Dylan's big plan to bring back the Commonwealth will get 50 states to sign on to this charter saying the Commonwealth's back, baby.
Yep. We
Get
need
the
50
United
worlds.
States of the
Enjoy how you
Commonwealth.
said
I mean,
50
the
states.
the
50 planets.
50
Matthew,
planets.
not
Sorry,
50
not 50 states. Not 50
Yeah.
states. Yeah, of
He's
the
not
United
rebuilding
Commonwealth.
the United States.
No,
he's
sorry.
building the systems Commonwealth.
Right. Sorry, the
Those are
Republic of the
different
Systems
things.
Commonwealth. Right. Yeah.
He's making the Commonwealth great again.
Right. Sorry.
Not America.
Right.
great
Sorry.
again.
Totally whiffed it there. Sorry. Kevin Sorbo's in this show, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha.
Just so you know that. Yep.
Just had to clear. Thanks for clearing
Yeah.
that up. I was confused. This fucking episode, man. So it's a
We
murder
learn in this
mystery.
episode that the Force Lance can shoot special bullets that they never use again, and the bullets can go in any direction because they're nano machine bullets.
Well, we
They-
haven't
wherever
described
you
what a
shoot
force
them-
lance is. Evan, describe to us what a force lance
Oh,
is.
sorry. So they have these cool weapons they can use called a Force Lance. It looks like a lightsaber.
Cool.
Cool in quotation mark. It looks like a lightsaber, and it can shoot lasers that are slow enough that people can jump out of the way of them. On top of that, they can also shoot nanobot bullets, and those bullets can go in any direction. No matter where you shoot them, they'll end up on the target you want. Also, the Force Lance extends into a bow staff if you don't want to shoot lasers or nanobot bullets. And also, if the wrong person grabs your Force Lance, it like explodes and blows up their hand or electrocutes them or something.
It electrifies them. It's DNA coded. It's just like the Patriot system for Metal Gear Solid 4. You try and use a gun that's not coded for you, you get zapped.
Right. And for some
DRM.
reason, they don't use these weapons all the time, and they never use the nanobot bullets ever again.
So they actually do use the nanobot bullets again, but I can't remember when. I just was like half asleep, and I remember Dylan Hunt used them, and I can't remember what episode it was in. But he did do it, and he even said, because they have some stupid name, they're called like, what do they call it? Something with an E. They're some stupid fancy name, and he does that and like basically blocks somebody's bullets.
Oh no, it's the
with his
episode you really
special
hate,
bullets.
the assassin one.
Oh, it's the Force Whip.
Yeah, and he,
episode.
No,
he
he
says
doesn't-
Ugh.
he
he says the name of what they are when he uses it to do the block. He says like, commando bullets or whatever, and
Yeah.
I forget what they're called, but
Oh, give me a second. I'll find it. It's
Doesn't
so
matter
fucking
what they're
dumb.
called. It's another dumb episode.
so basically Tyr gets framed for killing the Fishman, and then everyone confesses to killing the Fishman,
Yeah,
then
it's
it
like an
turns-
I'm Spartacus type episode.
Well,
yeah,
no,
but
no,
then
no,
it
no, it's
turns
not.
out that not quite
Yeah,
the same.
it's a
Basically.
murder. It's a murder mystery. Basically, the president's about to sign off. Like, yeah, we're part of the Commonwealth, and it's going to be a big boost to the whole effort. And oopsies, he's killed. Who did it? It's probably the Nietzschean that was locked in the room with him, who was offended by this fish man. And it's conspiracy abound. Not quite. I'm Spartacus.
But wait,
Well,
but
they
it
all
wasn't
are like,
him.
I'm the one who killed them.
And his
No,
like
they-
shining defense is, if it was me, I wouldn't have got caught. So obviously I was framed.
Yeah,
and
fuck
they're
that.
like,
As a Nietzschean, I would never get caught doing a murder.
yeah. So
Effectors.
obviously, effectors. That's it. That's
Fuck.
it.
Effectors.
Yeah.
Why would you even have anything else if you could remote fire just these bullets?
Well, because you have to shoot the slow lasers so people can jump out of the way of them.
You got to keep
Also-
the special effects people in business.
The big
Yeah.
thing here is Rami was in privacy mode, so nobody could see what was happening inside the fucking room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the
that's
cameras
rough.
were turned off in the spaceship.
Yeah.
Okay. Privacy mode. The stupid. This is almost as bad as the fucking time travel from Slipstream, because it's this thing that's like very easy. That, like, okay, I understand why that's a thing and that makes sense. Cool. But then they don't do it again. If you introduce that, you have to make sure you're consistently using that. Like, say, an episode, I don't know. What one is it? 20 whatever, 20 line 22. It's episode 21, where Becca is covertly taking drugs on the ship. She doesn't go into a room and say privacy mode. She goes down the hallway and like
And just
looks
starts giving
around
the eye
and
drops.
hunches over and gets the drugs in her eyes. Like, you didn't say privacy mode. Andromeda knows you're taking drugs. Like, she can see everything.
But also, Tyr can smell the drugs.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
he's
we'll
an
get
Ichi.
we'll get to that. But privacy mode is stupid, and it was a bad idea for them to do that.
Yep.
There's some choice costuming in this episode as well for the president. I'm trying to get a good picture of him here. There we
Oh,
go.
Yeah, doesn't he wear
yeah,
the
also-
breastplate? That's how you know he's the
key
president.
to the whole murder is that the gun was pre-programmed to shoot the man wearing the presidential laser tag vest, because the facial recognition software is too dodgy. You couldn't use facial recognition to shoot the guy. It had to be the one wearing the laser tag vest of presidency.
Well, they were
What?
hacking 300-year-old technology here.
I mean,
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
here's a question I have just about the show in general. How in 300 years did no one make a better spaceship than the Andromeda Ascendant? How is it always the best warship for every situation? In 300 years, nobody made a better bullet
this
or
is the-
laser or spaceship.
this is the thing, Evan. This is the thing that I'm going crazy watching the show. We don't understand the state of the world. It's not that we need an exhaustive wiki of like who's where and what and like the state of this state. Just like generally speaking, is all of civilization destroyed and like we're back in space, like primordial space travel time, or did only like one or two things collapse and it's like the Dark Ages kind of thing in our world now, where it's like the Dark Ages are a big era, but like to Europe, the rest of the world was fine, like during the Dark Ages. Yet we make a big deal about it, and there's no answer. There's no answer in the show about
Yeah.
like what is the relative state of everything. So, yeah, I guess maybe the Commonwealth was the most advanced war civilization, and the Nietzscheans were number 2, and they wiped each other out, and then everyone else was like, "What's a spaceship?" And that's where we're at.
No,
probably.
there's definitely still spaceships because there's the spaceship, the anti-spaceship league.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They came
All
up
right,
after.
Where are we? Hold on. We got to keep. So let's check in on the
What's our
doomsday
time?
clock here.
Because I'm running out
Hey,
of rope.
Doomsday Clock is over. Let's close the
No,
show.
So the doomsday clock is at 80 minutes.
What's our limit?
Shit,
That's
man,
that's
it's
how
been
much is
drinking.
left.
Jesus,
80 minutes are
Tim.
left.
Tim, come on, catch
You've
up.
been- Yeah. God, okay. I gotta step up.
Chug, Tim, drink that beer.
Slipstream.
How much is in your
Slipstream.
cup?
Use your intuition, Tim.
How much is
So
in the cup? Just this much.
We're making good time. We're about halfway done.
Yeah.
So
This
we're
Neptune
doing
episode
pretty
is really
good.
stupid. Just like there's a lot of the costuming It's just
The
so
costuming
bad.
is so bad. It's so bad. Their gills are just like, okay, hold on.
They're like paper mache gills.
They have silver spray paint for some reason they've decided is gills, and so they put the tube on their neck and then like put some scotch tape over it and then used fucking Halloween like silver hair spray over their necks to be like, oh, they have gills now, and that's where the tube is. Okay, so these are fish people that have hair, and so then there's hairlines that they're dealing with the makeup, and so there's like they have silver from like their ears back, but like weird dodging around the hairline where sometimes it's silver and sometimes it's not, and like does it change when there's almost bald guys that don't have silver, but it's just inconsistent and weird. Like obviously we just slapped some silver paint on the extras and said go.
They evolved from humans, Ben.
Yeah, I know, but like why do you need hair if you live underwater?
I've got
Also,
a picture up
don't
there.
forget, Ben, that we're watching it in high definition. The show was never designed to be watched in high definition.
I mean,
Yeah, that is true.
it was not meant to be
They were like,
scrutinized.
this looks great on these tube TVs.
I mean, what's more omnipresent in this is like the bullshit like vest of presidency and the banners. Like it's
The
shit
vest
that,
of presidency.
the,
Oh my
the,
god.
the graphic design on some of those things, it's just like a little like, oh boy, you had like 20 minutes to do this before we had to send it to the printer, huh? Like just big icons that are very, very, I don't know, not indicative of like established culture in any way. It's like MS Paint stuff, it looks like. But I think the thing that killed me the most is, I swear to God, at the podium where like the big final speech happens, they have like a little tabard that rolled out or a little flag that rolled out for the fish people culture. I swear to God that has like creases on it.
Yeah, probably. Because it probably was folded in the back and they just took it out, didn't iron it or anything. It's just got the creases.
I just
Like,
No, they see the thing that really got me was they have nanomachines that can poison children, but the special bullets can't target anything but a vest.
there
Also,
it
they
is.
can't use their nanomachines to fix the fish man that dies and then just solve the whole problem, because he could just tell them who killed him.
well,
No, privacy mode, Evan.
Privacy
Oh,
mode.
right.
Come on.
He couldn't even see because of privacy mode.
Mhm.
Man, this is a weird episode.
it is. It certainly is.
It's gonna probably be on repeat. Oh, fuck, whatever episode.
All
is.
right. Let's be done with it.
Let's keep
forever.
moving. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll pass on the vest of presidency to Matt and take us into the pearls that were his eyes.
Oh, great!
Ugh.
It's the episode with special guest John Delancey.
Yeah, Q's in it.
The pearls that were his eyes. It's another Becca episode. Becca and Trance search for Becca's father's former business partner and discover he is the leader of a large company dealing in a highly addictive drug called Flash. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew organize a garage sale to gather money for new parts. Fuck me. When you describe this episode like that, it is insane.
Yep.
It's like, hey, serious plot, and we're over here just fucking around, the rest of us.
Okay, so oh dear, the beer's starting to catch up to me.
Yeah.
I had a thing. So okay, there's a cool little bit of world building in this episode that I actually kind of like, and I'm gonna say it, and then you guys can make fun of me, and we'll tear up the rest of the episode.
Yep.
This message that Becca is using to track down this guy who used to work with her dad is 3 years old.
Yeah, she
Because-
just decided now.
No.
They just got it now because they come into like a spaceport or whatever, and they have messages waiting for them because there's no like Star Trek style subspace communications.
Mhm.
You have to get messages when you get somewhere that the message is, which is kind of a neat like hard
letters.
sci-fi deep space idea. It's something you'd see in like The Expanse, where like messages have travel time, and you can't just beam it directly to somebody in the middle of the triangulum galaxy.
Yeah.
It has to go through these like established ports. And there's another point where they like cross paths with a freighter and they get mail dump because it's just like anytime ships cross, they exchange messages,
Yeah.
which is a cool thing.
Yeah, I like that too. It's neat. It's very
Yeah, it's
like
so
Star
cool.
Wars in a way.
It's so cool, like where they can accidentally go 300 years back in time and come back no problem, but they can't figure out a solution to send a fucking message. Oh, and also, remember the other episode where they're getting sent recorded messages
I'm not,
and there's no ship behind them
this
somehow?
is what I'm saying. That is a cool detail
Remember that
that
episode?
that totally doesn't fit in this show because everyone has an instant point-to-point warp slipstream jump thing. So you can travel from galaxy to a different galaxy in literal seconds,
Yeah.
but for some reason there's no like
But also,
No
they
email.
don't use that again. They use a different message technique in
No,
the
no.
episode where they're being followed, but they're not, and they think they are, and they're being sent pre-recorded messages from
No, they
nothing.
use
yeah,
use-
but
they use
that's
this
because
stuff-
it's short range.
Yeah.
That's
They use this delayed time thing a couple more times where like Trance and Dylan are on an episode and they're like, "Hey, where's Harper? We found the part.
he's
Like, just let them
surfing
know that we got the
somewhere."
part and they can just relax. We'll be there in 8 days. How long is it gonna take the message to get there? 4 days." And it's like, all right, they get 4-day vacation.
yeah.
It's,
Um,
no, it's a neat. I agree, Ben. I like that detail, but holy fuck, does this show forget it almost pretty consistently? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't really fit in the rest of the show. And it even kind of does a little bit more than I thought it did as I was talking about this just now, because they established that robots can't slip. So you couldn't just have like a drone network that sends drones through Slipstream to transfer messages. You'd have to have dedicated mail guys that are doing that.
Mhm.
So I guess
Yeah.
maybe that's why they don't do it.
You
But
would have
it's-
to have part of them.
yeah,
Well,
you don't need the whole
yeah.
one.
We'll get there. But yeah, okay, that's the only cool thing I pulled out of the show.
Oh,
this
it's the
episode.
establishment of Flash.
Go nuts.
We
Go nuts.
have
Yeah.
Ben just now hot take in the column here, aka Ben only just now realized the stupidest fucking title is talking about how Flash makes your eyes white. Flash is a drug that you put in your eyeballs, drippy drop
Oh
style,
shit!
and
Yeah.
it makes your eyes go white, and then you're high on like meth, basically space meth.
but also, it's
Oh.
really easy to make Flash from just your household ingredients, as we learn in a later episode.
Well, from a hospital ingredients.
Yeah, but in any case, this is an episode where
A hospital.
Becca's following up on her dad's, ex-partner, and turns out her ex-partner,
Kind of a dickbag.
dickbag, John Delancey, makes meth, basically. Makes space meth. And,
Also, he's a space tyrant now.
yeah, he
he
runs
owns
the,
the
shipping
shipping
corp.
company.
He runs the big capitalist company that he
the one
never
company.
he
The one
never
company
would have
that's
done
buying
that because he used to be the
He's-
small guy.
He's basically Space Bezos.
Yeah, basically. And then he
Yeah.
drugs Becca. He forces her to have Flash to get her,
Yep.
like, old... I don't know why he did that, actually. It's to get information about, like, a big cache. Oh, blackmail. That's what it was.
Yeah, because
She had information that he wanted or something on her spaceship.
he thought that she was coming to blackmail him because he was about to basically have Walmart or Amazon buy Walmart. But she showed up from this time delayed message saying like, "Hey, I'm here to help you out," or whatever, right before this merger was about to happen. And he thought it was because she knew that he was a dickbag and murdered a bunch of people and was trying to blackmail him for some money because she was going to leak that data and prevent the merger. And he was so paranoid that he couldn't see that she just wanted to help who she perceived as her uncle. So he tortured her and drugged her and all that fun stuff.
Yep. And this is the episode we learned
And
that
drugs are bad.
That we learned that drugs are bad, and drugs are a very simple problem that we can compartmentalize into a 44-minute episode of television. And
Also, Becca will not be her father and never do drugs again.
that's
Never again. We'll never see
do
it
drugs
happen.
again. Definitely not. Also, her hair is nanomachines, and she can change it.
Oh yes, right. She can change.
Oh
the color
yeah, this
at
is
will.
that episode. So this is actually one of those weird like things that just gets burned in your brain. And for some reason, I remembered that scene where she's talking to, I think it's Trance, about her changing her hair color and like how she can do that. and she turns it purple, and then she says like, "You should see plaid." I fucking remember that scene from when I was 10 years old forever. I've that is just like decided it's gonna live in my head.
I gotta know.
I've remembered it the whole time.
There's a reason. For some reason I was very confused by the logic of why her hair does that, because it's established
fun.
it's established like her dad really liked redheads for some reason. So then that is somehow the bridge.
Wait,
like,
is that established?
Yep.
Yeah, she says
he likes
says
redheads, so he gives his daughter nanomachine hair so she can do whatever.
No, I think she's a natural redhead because there's pictures of her as a kid with red hair.
Oh, was that what it is? Okay, I watched pretty much this whole fucking season about 4 days after we decided to do this project.
Yeah,
so
no, I know.
I'm a little fuzzy on some of this. Okay, so she was a redhead. He gave her nanomachine hair, and then that becomes a plot element. But like, okay, never mind.
It doesn't
gave
become
her-
a plot element. It becomes a thing that they talk about for 2 seconds and
No,
then
no,
never
no.
It's the key to the whole thing because
It's in her hair.
he hid the murder video that the blackmail data was in the nanomachines that also dye her hair.
Oh, see, I didn't watch the whole
Yeah.
episode because I fell asleep every
Yeah.
time.
See, listen, the
Yeah,
long
you
night.
missed
Am
the
I
whole
right?
key.
Haha.
Yeah.
It's been a long night, all right. 300 years, and I'm ready to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, should we move on to episode 12?
Sure.
Yes.
Let's do it. Is it me?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
me?
you. Jesus.
me?
All right. Episode 12, The Mathematics of Tears.
Oh, this sounds good.
The Andromeda discovers her sister ship, the Pax Magellanic, with a skeleton crew who have not aged a day in 300 years. Sounds familiar.
Oh,
Only
no.
for Andromeda to struggle with the ship's demented AI.
Another time travel episode.
Not
As the
quite.
crew tries to piece
Basically.
together the mystery of what happened to the ship's slipstream drive and what caused the crew's immortality. Eventually, the mysteries are solved and the Pax is destroyed. Rami sheds a tear for her sister's ultimate fate. This is the one where Dylan almost fucks a ghost ship.
Yep. Dylan wants to fuck a ghost ship.
Well, it's only been a few days since he saw his wife and had to leave her forever, so
It's
Yeah.
also
It's
it's
time
also
for him to find a new thing.
I mean, like, not to be crude or anything about it, but it's also the episode where somebody else fucked this ghost ship first.
Yeah.
Isn't this the one with the like insane flashback moments I sent to you guys?
So
Oh,
this,
buddy.
This episode is batshit.
So this episode
like,
is
just a
fucking
touch.
insane.
Just a touch.
In a batshit show, this episode is batshit. It like, okay, how no one even bats an eye that this ship like is just sitting here in an asteroid field, and oh yeah, we just never aged. We just been sitting here for 300 years. Excuse me, and yeah, we never got old. We're all fine. We're not
Totally
really sure
very
why though.
normal.
Maybe they got
Yeah.
stuck in a black hole too, right?
No,
Who
there's no black
knows?
hole. We're just hanging out. Whatever.
We also welded our engine shut.
yeah.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
we
You were just sick of working on it.
I got sick of looking at it not working, so I just welded a fucking plate of metal over the door, so I never had to look at it again.
Yep.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. So it turns out
Best I can
they're
find.
not immortal. They didn't not age. They're all robots, and somehow nobody noticed that or figured that out or detected it. It's just all robots.
Nobody
robots
gave a little
all the way
scan
down.
or anything.
And so yeah, it turns out here we are. This is not Dylan's genocide, but it is a genocide.
Yep.
Where it turns out this ship was sent to this planet, and the captain was going down to do a covert ops thing.
This is in
for
the midst
some
of the
reason.
Civil War after Dylan's removed from it.
Yeah. So after Dylan left, this ship goes to this planet, and they're supposed to do a covert ops mission. This is established to be the sister ship of Andromeda, like identical model.
Except it's gold.
Except it's gold, but whatever. It's the first one, so they made it fancy. So he's going on a covert mission to the planet and takes the entire crew down to the surface with him. We have established that there is a crew of over 4,000 people on the Andromeda. So
Everyone get in the escape pods. We're going down.
he
Battle
goes
time.
on a covert mission and takes all 4,000.
Also, just as an aside, really quick, just as an aside, the Andromeda had a crew of 4,000 people, but it really only needs about 5 or 6 to do any of the jobs that exist.
Well, I mean,
so why
Ensign Bob
does it
kept
have
fucking up the
Evan-
turret
Evan,
controls, man.
1,000 people?
You can tell it needs a bigger crew because the bridge is just massive.
Yeah, but they only need like 2 people to fly the ship at any time.
One to fly all
Everyone
the
else
drones.
just stands in the bridge. Like it's just massive.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, Ben.
No, you're absolutely right.
I
It's
forgot
ridiculous
the
that-
first episode. He's like, "Oh, my crew of like 4,000 people died."
Well, they
How
got an
did they
escape pod to
die?
left.
Actually, hold on.
No. We don't know what happened to them. They got in spaceships, escape pods, and left.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
hold
Okay,
up.
that's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, I
In
was
the
like
middle
trying.
of a sneak attack.
Yeah,
They just,
yeah. Sorry.
They may or may not be dead. We don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Uh,
someone tells them that they all died.
No. Some got away. I think it was in the time travel episode with the wife. I think.
Yeah. Anyway, where were
Anyway, we were talking about how there was a covert op.
4,000 people into a covert.
Covert op of 4,000.
person stealth mission. And so he leaves the ship AI robot, who he was fucking, by the way,
100% boning that bot.
on the ship to run itself. I guess the ship doesn't actually need anyone; it can run itself.
No, that's actually Ben.
so-
You know what? This is fucked up. This is another instance of the inconsistency of writing in the show. Rami is 3 distinct things: a physical form, a screen form, and a hologram form. Is that continued into this other sister ship? Because like she's got a robot body, but is she also screen ghost ship and hologram ghost ship?
Unclear.
I don't
Also,
think we see that.
yeah,
no, because the ship is crazy.
Well,
Isn't it?
yeah, but
like,
we
like it's all glitchy.
So
and
jumping around.
I think maybe we read a little bit too much into the 3 different Ramis, where I don't think they're 3 different Ramis so much as it's kind of like when you're trying to make a decision and you are talking to yourself and taking up different points. She just literally does it because she has 3 separate ways to express herself.
There is a literal moment of like existential crises where they're like,
There's like one where they
I'm
don't
arguing
agree
with
with each
myself.
other. All 3 of them like don't agree.
Yeah, you've never been like in a dilemma and had been like confused about what decision to make and
I
had
have
arguments
never
in both ways.
externalized an argument with myself.
Yeah,
I've been
well,
like, this
yeah,
is
but-
weird.
Okay, yeah, but you've never made a pros and cons list before.
That's not the same
I don't
as
know.
like.
It's pretty different.
It's the same thing. It's just a computer doing it.
Ben, it's
a-
not the
a
same thing as
fucking
like
sci-fi
a robot.
Ben,
It's not, it's
Anyway,
not-
my
okay.
point.
Ben, I've
we're
never
got
judged
distracted.
myself in the way they judge themselves.
Well, yeah, but that's because it's a sci-fi show.
Sure.
Anyway,
Anyway.
this is the ghost ship. The ghost ship is the only. He leaves the sex robot in charge of the fucking gigantic warship, who is also the warship and a sex robot. He's down in his 4,000 man covert op. It goes sideways, and he decides that we got to call the ship. If we don't get the ship, you got to blow yourself up because we're losing. All 4,000 of us got caught. We're gonna die, and they're gonna come claim you because I'm an idiot and I took all 4,000 people on my covert mission.
There were
instead
5,000 of
leaving you
them.
a single one on the ship. So ship, you got to blow yourself up. And she's like, "Nah, I don't think I'm gonna do that."
Because remember, the ship can't fly unless a human is flying it.
Yes, she can't fly it. So she says, "No, I'm not going to do that. Don't you love me, you man whore?" And he's like, "No, you got to blow yourself up." And she says, "Well, you know what? I'm going to blow somebody up, but it ain't going to be me." And she shoots the warp core out and blows up the whole planet and does whatever this was, the 5th genocide we're on now.
Yeah, I'd say it's the 5th one.
And just blows it straight up.
So the
all
Commonwealth
Wait,
is very good at eliminating entire planets worth of people.
No bombs. Hey, wait. Point of order. Is it established that AIs can't fly the ship?
Yeah.
Yes.
How the
not
fuck
well.
did Rami get back? We'll get to that
So
later.
yeah, but she says that she like just bounced aimlessly for like a year. And Anyway,
Okay, right.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
So the
Sorry.
ship,
Yeah,
the
you're
ship
right.
can't leave. So that's why the ship has just been sitting in this asteroid field because she blew up the damn planet and she has no human on the ship, so she can't use the slipstream drive to leave. But she got lonely, so she made robots of all the crew and then just pretended that they were alive for 300 years, I guess. And now this is where we are. We've met the ship.
Dylan wants to make her sign the charter.
Yeah, Dylan wines and dines her. And then at the last minute, they're like, she's a robot. And then it becomes the Terminator and they all fight and stuff or whatever. I don't remember.
Dylan and Rami witness the horrors of man and machine boning in a dramatic flashback.
They get into the ship AI because they don't realize that the sex bot is the ship because she changed her appearance. So Rami is trying to get in the computer. She thinks the computer's broken. They think that the sex bot is the second in command. But then they realize that the sex bot was the ship all along, and they leave. And the ship doesn't want to let them leave because she's really lonely. So she makes them fight her. But then she turns her shields off at the last minute or whatever. So even though they just like poke her in self-defense, she completely explodes and dies.
Yeah, I don't like the way
ship.
that episode ends at all. That's really fucked up and weird. And
it seems like such a huge waste of technology. Like they've established the Andromeda is like the biggest stick in the galaxy. Like we can beat up anything with the Andromeda, and we're going to single-handedly restore this Commonwealth. Here's another Andromeda, and we blow it up. Like not even try
Genocide.
and salvage anything, or like that is a literal gold mine.
it was gold colored too.
Spare parts.
But no, we're just gonna blow it up. You would do everything in your power to preserve that ship. Like just wipe
Also,
the
did
AI.
they have Nova mines?
Maybe
Nova
it
bombs.
did. We don't know. She didn't use one to blow up the planet. For some reason, she threw a slipstream drive at it. So maybe they didn't have any Nova bombs left.
I bet what happened was the writers forgot which ship got rid of all their Nova bombs, and then was like, what would make a big explosion?
Yeah.
Oh, let's just throw the warp core. Slipstream drive at it.
Yeah. Fuck.
So yeah, that was that episode. I would also like to say, because I'm probably going to use my veto if no one else does later, this starts laying the groundwork for what could have been a very satisfying arc for Rami. Doesn't pan out that way, but this is the start of that arc that never actually happened.
Don't worry, they make good on it in Mass Effect 3. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. We're just over halfway. I desperately need to piss, so
I
I'm
do
gonna
too.
Take a quick
So-
little break.
Yeah, okay.
Break time.
Anyone who's still here, check in on the
Break
chat.
time.
See if
yeah. Hey,
everybody's
chat
alive.
amongst yourselves. We're gonna take.
I'll stay here and talk to anyone who wants to talk.
Talk about how fun the show is, Evan.
It's terrible. I hate it. I'm going to turn off the stream while you're gone. Not really. Do you guys even like this show, says Steph. I don't. I really hate it. I think Matthew secretly likes it, and Ben maybe likes a little bit of it. I don't know if Tim likes it. He just left with a cat, so. Shopping for this hopped up Secret Santa. I have to do that. I got my email to send to somebody. It's a secret. I hope they like the gift that I will eventually pick for them. Yeah, this Andromeda show is terrible. It was a real big slog to get through 22 episodes that were 45 minutes long just to do this stupid podcast about the show that I don't like. That's why it's called Gene's Rottenberries. Is it you? It's not you, Steph. Sorry. If it was, I would try to get you a PS5, of course. Since I'm apparently very good at accidentally getting PS5s. Oh, Ben's back. Oh, and Matthew's back. Everybody's coming back.
See,
Look
you
at
and I
this.
have the exact same size
I'm back. Is the
bladder.
microphone on?
What?
I said I'm back and the microphone is on.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? It's too bad we're recording this podcast. I want to play this tonight. Arkham Horror, the card game War of the Outer Gods scenario. Just picked this up today. This is basically eternal darkness for Arkham. 3 cults
Ooh.
vying for control of the world are trying to summon their elder god first, and you have to
That'd be a
globe.
cool game.
You got to globe
remaster.
to fuck them up. Funny story about trying to order this thing. I'll make it very quick.
Yeah, this isn't a regular episode. We can't talk about anything fun.
Yeah. I'll cut this part out of the regular show. No, that thing there. I ordered it. It came out today. I ordered it on Boardroom Game Cafe's website. I saw it drop at like 12:30 in the afternoon. I was like, oh, excellent. I'll take that and one of these things, and put the order in. And I hit go, and it said, yep, we charged you. Great. And then like a few minutes later, I checked the website again just to make sure the order went through, and the items were removed from the website, and my order said like, this product doesn't exist anymore. And I was like, no, hold on, wait a minute. No,
All
wait
right,
a minute.
hold
I
on.
just bought
Okay,
something.
so we gotta hit the fucking afterburners, boys.
Yeah, how much? Okay, we'll come back to this.
We've got
Okay.
55 minutes, and I
Easy.
know that there are some
Let's do
black
it.
hole cards to be played coming up. So
All right, what's
All
the
right,
next
what's this one?
episode?
Episode 13.
Tim,
Yeah.
Tim,
Music
you're-
of a distant drum.
Is it me?
Tim.
Yeah,
It's Tim.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Music of a distant drum. The Eureka Maru has been infected by attack nanobots that disrupt electrical systems.
Oh no.
Tyr crashes the Eureka Maru on a Nietzschean controlled planet. His memory is lost and the Maru damaged.
Oh,
Tyr must try to remember his past before the ruling Nietzschean pride
No.
discovers him and the crate he's transporting.
So
I don't
this is
even fucking remember
so-
what's in the
So
crate.
this is
Oh,
all
this-
I have
oh.
to say about this episode. This is literally all I have to say. The show opens a cold open of like some peasants or whatever,
all media events.
and the
On the forest planet. Or
Yeah,
the-
on
same-
the
same
forest
goddamn
moon of
woods.
Endor.
the Eureka Maru crashes. The peasant comes in, finds Tyr. She says a bunch of stuff to him. He says to her, "That's nice, but who am I?" And I rolled over and went to sleep. I didn't
Yeah,
even
that's
turn.
fair.
I didn't even pause Amazon Prime. I just rolled over and went to sleep. And that's all I know about this episode.
Yeah, I can't for the life of me remember. I didn't remember this episode. 2, reading that, I do remember there was a box, and I don't know what the fuck was it. What was
It's
the
the
big
bones.
deal?
my God,
the
dude,
bones of the first
the
Nietzschean.
body of the original Drago Katsov.
Yeah, it's the thing
Yeah.
that Tyr is like his clan is known for. They're like the curators of this body that not he, but they lost, and that's how they like became a dishonored pride and all this shit. He's got the fucking coffin on his back. He went and got it. And for the whole episode, it's kind of like, ooh, I can't remember enough of what's in here, and if I fuck up opening it, it deletes what's inside of it, which is
Not only can he not remember that, he can't remember anything. He doesn't even know his name.
yeah. And also,
It's
he
one of those
crashed-
episodes.
He crashed the Eureka Maru on a
the
planet,
Marika.
and somehow the ship is salvageable by the end of it. It's interesting how big that ship is and how easy it can crash and recover from it.
Tell you a secret about this episode. It's fucking dumb and filler garbage.
Listen,
Yeah. I
Nothing
think enough said. about
valuable
this
in
one.
this
I'll just say
episode
this:
happens
this episode
at all.
distinctly reminded me of that Skyrim mission where you're trapped inside the Night Mother or whatever. Like the Dark Brotherhood's like patron saint coffin for a little bit, and you're like 1 foot away from a dead corpse's face that you keep thinking is gonna move and jump scare you. That's what I thought this episode was.
Great.
Now let's
Yeah.
talk about the fun
That's
one. Where
another
Harper's
Robert
super smart.
Hewitt Wolf episode, folks.
Yeah.
Good writer.
Hey, Harper
Robert
2.0.
Hewitt Wolf. Who's up?
Who's up? Who just read?
Evan, I think you're up.
Hey, your
Harper
favorite.
2.0.
favorite one.
Here's a cool one. Harper becomes a genius when a Perseid Perseids are men with clay beards that are like pointy chins.
They're like the Egyptian pharaoh beard, but it's their bones that comes
Yeah.
out of their chin.
and
Yeah.
they're like good at computers or something. Anyway, a Perseid downloads immense amounts of knowledge into Harper's brain, which makes him crazy, and he starts doing crazy shit, and everyone doesn't know what he's doing.
There's a
Yeah.
note we never made about Harper. He's the tech guy. He's really good at computers, but he's also
did
got
make
like
that
a
note.
literal matrix jack in his neck that he can
Yeah, you can
computers
plug into
with.
computers.
Yeah.
So this guy downloads too much into Harper's brain. Harper becomes too smart for his own good. He's like overheating because he's like overclocking himself.
Yeah.
And he says swear words to Rev Bem. And that's the whole episode.
That
basically.
sets off Thin Skin Bev.
Oh no,
Yeah.
hold on. This is also the first time we see Evil God. We
Oh,
don't-
right. And the Terminator.
And the Terminator Chuck Yeager.
Yeah.
What? Terminator
Well-
Chuck Yeager?
Yeah.
Well, the Terminator man who can go through walls and is trying to kill Harper. He wants to cut his head off for the data in his
Is
head.
that the guy that's got like the
He-
diamond head?
He kind of looks like Kano from Mortal Kombat. He's like
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
no shirt on and he walks around angry and stuff.
He was
And
after
he
the
talks
data.
to he talks to the evil god, the abyss.
Oh,
The
yeah, yeah,
Electric
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and
Spooky boy.
Shao
Uh,
Kahn, you might say.
yeah, his name is Jaeger, and for some unexplained reason, Harper starts building an X-1, which is the first supersonic aircraft from Earth history.
Well, because
And-
Harper's from Earth.
Yeah, but why is he
Yeah, but
building
why does
that?
he know the blueprints for it now all of
He
a sudden?
knows it
'Cause
because
it's
it was in the alien library, but why does he suddenly decide to build that? Out of the history of all the planets in all the Commonwealth, he decides to build a Model X1 while a bounty hunter named Jaeger is hunting him, Chuck Yeager being the man who did the first supersonic flight in the X1.
Because
What?
Ben,
Why?
because
Why is that a reference you wanted to make?
the guy that downloaded into Harper's brain was a bit of a poet, wouldn't you know it?
No, it's
Was
probably
he?
because writer of the episode, John Welpley, probably liked that particular aircraft and was like, we should put that in the show.
I mean, it's a very
Or-
cool aircraft,
or-
very cool story. Just why is it here?
Or it was
Yeah.
that this show had access to one of those models, and the writer was like, "I'm inspired to write this into here."
I guess.
Yeah, this is another
I-
dumb episode that
episode's
gives
not
us
good.
nothing of value.
It introduces the spirit of the abyss, which is important to the major plot later.
We think.
Oh, right. Sorry. The guy you
yeah.
see in the very last episode.
Yeah, like you don't know anything about it now, but it's
Yeah.
typical.
He's bad in this one, and then he's probably bad later, too.
Yeah, he continues to be bad.
Hey,
All right. That's the end of Harper 2.0. Who's up next?
who just read Evan? It's me. Hey, yo, guess what? Here's one of my favorite episodes, Forced Perspective. Woo! Man, this episode, I rewatched it today because I swear to God, I went crazy watching, like trying to remember this episode. So we're gonna black hole this one, by the way, just for a little bit.
All right. Okay, Matt has used both his black holes.
I'm using because I anticipate you fuckers are gonna use your black holes on the same ones I want to.
Use it on 18.
Okay, here we go. Forced perspective, long one. So let me get in my good narrator position and voice. While picking up parts for Andromeda, Dylan Hunt is arrested on charges for assassinating a planetary dictator 300 years ago by one of the men who participated in the assassination, leaving Trance to rescue him and solve the mystery of how the man who survived for 300 centuries is still around. It is
3 centuries.
for 3 centuries, sorry, yeah. It is eventually revealed that the dictator was killed in self-defense by
Gargamel.
Garrus Raid. Garrus Raid. But the man set to replace him became as bad as he was and survived through cloning. Who did you write this, Ben, or is this how it came off?
This is the official synopsis.
Fuck
Also,
me.
you're reading it weird.
Yeah.
What do you mean reading it weird? Like my voice?
Well, you're just parsing it weird. Like,
You're like putting emphasis on the wrong words.
yeah.
Because I don't know what words are coming next.
The man set to replace him became as bad as he was and survived through cloning.
That's a weird way
Not
to write that
became
sentence.
as bad as he was. I mean, it's not, but continue.
I mean, oh my god. Here's how
we
you
don't have
rewrite-
time.
Okay.
Did we black hole the reading
when
world?
Dylan
Chicken
and Trance confronted the man, Trance offers a peaceful solution to abdicate power and include the rebels in a new government that forms so everyone has a voice. The man who has never wanted to become a tyrant agrees. This is an insane episode that was shot in the back hallways of some sort of warehouse or like restaurant.
In one hallway.
Yeah.
I had to
Too
rewatch this episode. So the long story short is it's mostly flashback between the present where Dylan's captured and trying to escape and the original mission.
Mhm.
And two things.
Yeah.
One, in every episode, there's an intro like, oh, the long night came and everyone's sad, the Commonwealth's gone. There's a planet that is shown in the beginning of that intro that I always assumed was Earth, and we do a little rotation around it. And it's like it's Earth, and then we rotate around the dark side and rotate back, and it's destroyed. Oh, the Commonwealth has fallen. Earth has fallen. That fucking planet is the establishing shot for this show. Like this.
Of course. Recycled material.
Are we on Earth or not? Was that Earth?
No.
Are we
There
on a
is
dead
no
planet?
Earth.
Like, where are we? I don't understand.
Earth was Magog wrecked.
No,
Yeah.
there is an Earth, but it was Magog wrecked, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
but anyway, that specific shot is used as the establishing shot for wherever the fuck this thing is. But anyway, this episode is so fucking insane. There's this assassination mission that the two, the original sub-captain, lieutenant, whatever, the Nietzschean friend,
April and May.
Mr. April, Mr. May, and Mr. March or whatever.
Yeah.
These are the code names for the cast on their little mission. But Dylan Hunt and his lieutenant or whatever from the first episode, this is their mission where they earn their stripes to get the Andromeda.
And they meet.
They meet the
Oh,
contact
also,
guy.
just a quick side. They get a secret assassination mission from the oh-so-great Commonwealth that was the best government and never did anything wrong. They get a top-secret covert murder operation.
Yep.
Well,
and
they
they
were
don't know what
supposed
it
to-
is unless they agree to it.
They were supposed to extract him, not
Yeah.
kill him.
Yeah.
But yes, they were
Right.
very okay with him dying. And
Yeah,
they say that.
they explicitly say like we're okay if he dies, but like no one has to die.
Extract him.
So they go on their little mission to get this guy, and they meet up with their contact on site. And the contact has done this a couple times. Apparently, this mission's not gone so well. Every once in a every couple of weeks they try it again.
Same mission. They just keep trying.
And it's suggested that like there's this labyrinthine route that they have to take through the facility to get to the governor guy, and this fucking architect guy that they met, the Garrus guy, they're going through these back hallways, and there's like a checkerboard pattern on the floor in one of these hallways with pipes and concrete.
Oh, I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle
There's a
or a
fucking-
maze or
It's
something.
straight out
It's
of
like a
Indiana
puzzle.
Jones.
Yeah, they gotta not hop on the wrong squares across the checkerboard
God.
pattern that this architect has built for some reason. Like, I don't understand what's happening this episode, because, like, I watched it, and I was afraid the first time I watched it, I, like, blinked away and missed some important details. No, they're literally, like, in an airport-esque kind of place. Then they go to these hallways, and these hallways are just like, the odor detector. Hold on, everyone. Don't go further. I have to spray some stuff here, because the
You have the
odor
BO
detector
detector.
will kill anyone that doesn't
Oh.
smell right if they pass through this hallway. And then there's the checkerboard pattern that leads to a hole that they jump down, which is just the same hallway, obviously. And
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
just
let's
land at the
continue
same-
on. And then they get to a part in that hallway where it's just a fucking guy standing there. And he's like,
Oh, yeah,
1
that's
second, everyone. Every architect project has a bit of humanity in it. And he goes up to this guy that's standing guard there and goes, here's some money. Just let me and my friends pass. And then another guard rounds the corner as he's bribing this man, and he goes, what are you guys doing here? And then pulls a gun or a knife and starts immediately trying to stab all the characters. And then the guard that's been bribed starts trying to stab everyone too. I don't understand what's fucking happening in this episode, and I watched it twice, and I still don't get it. How did the guard
It's
get
so
there?
bad. It's so bad.
He got past the odor detector.
And the checkerboard Jehovah is spelt with an I or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Also, but Matthew, don't forget, 300 years later, all of these things are still exactly the same, and none of it has changed.
Well, so the person who built them, that guided them, built it to last.
I guess.
But then he's having
but
an
like all
existential
the
crisis
stories
in
and
his
shit are
like
the same.
chambers about like it's not straight, it's crooked, and I've gone crooked. Like, this is a wild episode that also firmly establishes Trance's ability to like see like predetermined values.
90% of the time, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90%
like,
of the time, it's 50-50, exactly.
oh my god, this is also the episode where Tyr and Becca are trying to not be horny. Or
Are they trying to
or-
not bang
Oh
or
my
whatever?
God. Well, I think Ben wrote it best here. Ben, why don't you read what you wrote here in the fucking hot takes?
I said also it might be the one where Becca and Tyr are obnoxiously engaging in aggressive ocular heavy petting for the entire B plot.
Tyr does a
They
nice
have
little.
a romantic candlelit dinner, and he's
Tyr-
like, "I would never have sex with a human woman," and
They're
she's like,
disgusting.
"Well, that's dumb because I would have sex with you," and then walks away.
Yeah,
And then
basically.
he's like, "Oh, you got me there."
The best part of that whole, the best part, this is another great example of the fucking writing this show, when they're like, they do it twice. They, in this B plot, they establish like, oh, Dylan and
We have
Trance
to
are like
purge
getting
the vents
apart.
or whatever.
Yeah, there's a broken part, it's dangerous, we gotta get the new part, and in the meantime, these two are stuck on the ship like venting the exhaust so that they don't blow the ship up. So there's one time where they're like exhausting the vent manual, like venting port A, psh, venting port B, exhausting port A, exhausting port B, and they're having little talks about it. And then after the whole like not ultimatum, the big crescendo of like, oh, I wouldn't fuck a human, and then her going like, I'm offended on behalf of humans. They go back to that same fucking scene about like venting and that, and it's like, ejaculating port A. I mean, venting port A. It's like, I want to rip my eyeballs out. Come on.
Yeah, that was weak.
Oh.
That it's not ejaculating, but it's something like
along
that.
those. It's like
Basically, though, you
Yeah.
know what you just.
Oh no, they were definitely horny.
Oh, it's
This show continues to be horny.
oh
Yeah.
fuck me. It's just something else. This
This
episode,
episode made no fucking sense
it
at
didn't.
all.
It really didn't. And here's the actual thing that is like a little broken presentation wise about it. There is no differentiation between what is flashback and what is present time, like in terms of cinematography or visual presentation. Like, if you blink, you might think that the Nietzschean friend from the beginning is
like
alive.
back alive.
Yeah, back alive, and like it's not. I'm not
because Dylan looks the same and the room looks the same.
I'm gonna drop a hot spoiler on you. In season 2, his great grandson or 300-year grandson is in the show. And
Yeah,
spoiler alert,
Oh no!
same actor. Yeah,
Oh, no.
guarantee that's true.
no.
Really?
Oh, no.
Guarantee.
Oh, no.
I would put money on that being
Oh
true.
man! By the way, that guy cannot fucking act to save. I don't know if his.
Almost
I
no
cannot-
one in this show can fucking
No, but
act
I
to
don't know
save
if
their
he's like
lives.
deliberately told like, "Hey, give the most wooden fucking delivery for every line you say." Like, act like you've got both an absence of personality and the drive to pretend that you have personality. Like, he's insane to listen to. But
So just before we move on, because we should move on,
Yeah, we
but
should
we did
move on.
black hole this one. I know it's supposed to show that like Dylan is forgiving or whatever, but this tyrant dude has done some fucked up shit, and Dylan is just like, yo, there's a cool architect internship over like a couple systems. You want to rip out a few more clone kidneys and just kind of hop over there? We'll just pretend that you weren't a tyrant for 300 years, refusing to relinquish power by making clones of yourself and butchering them for parts. That's totally fine. You can just go be an architect, and we'll pretend that didn't happen.
I also just don't get this episode. Like, I don't get what
There's
it's
nothing
trying
to get,
to...
Matthew. It's another
It's bad.
Dylan episode, which means something 300 years ago happened and it's happening again.
Well, that's the thing.
Dylan's
It's like
entire fucking life.
Every episode that is really hard to understand is because, like, there have been generations of conflict and people that have not fucking forgotten that Dylan Hunt did something. Like, there is one character in the beginning of this episode that's like, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was that guy that you shanked in that hallway,
So
and my mom was put on a prison planet or something, and 7 generations later, I'm here, and we haven't forgiven you, fucker.
So just behind the scenes note here, not Evan, Matt was talking a lot about this episode where there was genetic memory that was like forcing memories onto all of the kids like throughout time. And so when I saw the name of this episode was Forced Perspective, and it starts off with some woman being like, how did you get this scar then? I was like, oh, this is the genetic memory episode. So I was waiting the whole episode for like, oh yeah, these kids remember exactly what happened. Nope, not this episode. That's another episode.
Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Move on. Fuck this episode. Man,
No.
did you finish this thing yet, Tim? Because like it's giving me perspective like nothing else.
Oh no, I'm super not done yet.
I can't believe how much of that you've drank.
Let me
That's
just check. I
incredible.
drank all of it. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
Don't. Hey, Twitch. Hey, don't fucking narc on us, Twitch. I'm totally sober. Anyway.
I believe him.
All right, what's
I'm
next?
normally like this.
Are we done yet?
Almost.
yet.
We're getting there.
No.
We are actually
This next
actually
episode-
pretty
Can
close,
we
Evan.
skip this one? Can I play like a fucking mulligan or something and skip
I
talking
mean,
about this
I guess you
episode?
could use your black hole to then just not say anything and we move on.
This is the best. We have to
No.
talk about this one.
No,
This
This is the
episode
fucking
sucks.
shittiest
I re-
episode.
Yeah. This
All right,
episode-
I rewatched
let
this.
let me do the default stuff and then we'll decide what we're gonna do.
Yes.
All right, so this is episode 16, the sum of its parts.
Fuck.
The crew is contacted by a drone from the consensus of
The
parts.
Borg.
The consensus.
The junkyard.
The consensus of parts. A race of sentient machines who live in space between galaxies. It claims to have been sent to make contact with them, but the drone proceeds to take over Andromeda in an attempt to escape his own destruction. Through the drone, its master tries to force Rami to join the consensus. This synopsis is only setup and has nothing to do with the end of the episode.
Fuck. The end of the
And
episode is a bad
stupid.
first draft of the end of the second act of Mass Effect 3.
It's a bad cue.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, more
It's bad,
critically,
I
it's
guess.
it's a bad hue from Star
There's
Trek.
a dumb robot made out of garbage, and his
Oh.
entire civilization is also robots made out of garbage.
It's not
No,
even
and
they're
they
not
want-
robots
it's
made
literal
out of
garbage.
They're literally garbage.
Yeah,
Like,
no, right, sorry. They
Broken
are literally
bullshit.
made of garbage.
Pieces of hull.
you're-
They say it's like they describe it as I rewatched this episode today because it was another one of my
Why?
shit list because it was on my shit list of like I have to make sure I understand what's happening in this because I've made some
Yeah.
serious allegations against these episodes and I
Yes,
want to get my
this one-
facts straight. They describe the consciousness of bullshit as the discarded silicone of spaceships and other technology, and what it visually looks like is just junk, hull parts, computer.
parts
It
of
looks
Yeah,
like a
it's like
guy
an
made of
airplane
old
wing and a
computer
toaster.
parts is what he fucking looks like, with like a power supply running down his whole body with red and yellow cables.
So
Not
what
even
we're
that, Evan. When they make the big ship at the end, it's just he talks to like toasters and broken airplane wings. Is like brothers come together.
All the rest of the
Brother!
space garbage, rise up.
so
And then
it-
the busted ass pieces of anything just we're like, okay,
So what
we
this-
can think and agree with you.
So what this episode establishes is that everything has sentience in some capacity. Like your hockey pucks, they're kind of alive. The pieces
They
of a
can join
blown
the
up ship,
robot.
when they blew up, it's all different living
This
things,
is
sort of.
This is why the Internet of Things is a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just it's the first step to the consensus of
Literally.
parts.
Take your Nest, take your Echo, throw them in a lava pit. Just get rid of them.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
Or bury them with your plants. Like Trance does.
Barry.
End
Yeah.
of the fucking episode.
Trance, I don't want to alarm you, but
Yeah.
that burying that piece of HG at the end in your garden might increase the
All right, so
toxicity of the
just-
soil and kill them all.
Before we skip ahead, because this episode is bad and pointless.
Oh, it's so
It's
It's an
possibly the worst.
obscure
though.
reference to an ancient video game. Matt, do you want to clarify on that one? 'Cause
Okay,
I do
so-
remember that happening, but I forget what it was for.
what it was is at some point, like when the AI HG is like infecting the ship, Harper's like, we gotta kill it. It's like cancer, so let's reprogram some nanobots to, Pac-Man this thing to death. Pac-Man. It's an ancient reference to a old video game or an
Yeah.
obscure
Hey.
reference. He mutters that one like it's a clever line that like is an obscure
and it's
reference to
like-
an ancient
that's
video
a-
game.
Like a 3,500-year-old video game. Just as a heads up.
Tears
Yeah.
probably heard of it. He picks up paperbacks
He
off
probably
the floor all
read
the
it in his
time. And,
fucking book.
yeah.
It's
All right,
Fucking Anne
let's
Rice's vampire
move
book.
on to episode 17. Tim,
Oh
Lead
yeah,
us
let's
off.
quickly move on and past this bullshit. Fear and Loathing in the MM? Was it
probably Milky Way.
yeah.
Milky Way? All right. Genetrix, the weasel person from episode 1,
Remember him?
kidnaps
He's-
Trance
he's
and
back.
Harper. Yeah, and forces them to assist in a quest of power, as he claims to have discovered the location of a map to the lost Commonwealth capital, Tarvedra. Yeah, this is all about how they found a map. That's important later.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tarn Vedra.
So yeah, Tarn Vedra, I guess we'll just explain that while Matt's gone. Tarn Vedra was the like capital system of the Commonwealth. And when the war happened, something happened and the
It's sealed off.
the slipstream pathways to Tarn Vedra got all fucked up. Excuse me. So no one has been there for 300 years. And so a map to there would be very important. It's also Dylan's home planet, because of course it fucking is.
Yeah, he's born and raised Commonwealth boy. Good old
Yeah.
Commonwealth boy.
But apparently his mother was a heavy gravity
A heavy
planet
spacer
worker.
or something.
Yeah, so it makes him super strong.
That's why he's so tall and strong, because his
Yeah.
mom lived in a high gravity situation.
God
Yeah, that would make
damn.
you tall.
No, it would not. This is the opposite of what it would make you. Um,
Yeah.
But there's not really much else to say about this episode. This is the one that like Amazon Prime fucked up the ordering of this episode and the next one, and I got real confused. And like the description didn't match the episode, and I like got confused and skipped ahead, and then didn't go back. And so yeah, I didn't actually watch this one because
I watched
okay.
part of it. I remember there's a part where like Trance tricks Gerentex to like be nice.
What? He can't be nice. He's a rat man.
Yeah, because she's like, don't you hate it like when you have your babies and they're like tadpoles and they live in water and then they have to like, everyone tries to eat them or something, and he's like, I do hate that. And she's like, they just don't understand you. And then he's like, I guess I won't kill you now, and we'll work together.
It's dumb. Yeah.
That's pretty dumb.
Bad. Hey, but at the end of it, they get a fucking map. And next.
That's okay. The map was also worthless.
All right, Evan, you get the episode with the best title.
The devil takes the hindmost.
Devil gets the most ass.
Oh.
Alternatively, the devil likes to fuck in the ass.
Yes.
I'm not sure which one. It's either he gets the most ass because he takes the hind most, or he just likes the ass.
He's always taking the hind the most.
Yeah, I'm not sure which way to read.
Hind
But it's one of those two things.
The devil takes the hindquarters, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
While the rest of the crew of the Andromeda aid in relief efforts for a Than colony, remember they're the bug people, Dylan and Rev Bem is we haven't really talked about him. He is a Magog, which means he looks like a giant teddy bear bat monster. And unlike regular Magog, who are monsters that lay their eggs in your body, he doesn't do that because it follows the religion of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints or something like that.
The wayist. It combines the teachings of, and we learn it in this episode, the teachings of Jesus and Buddha and I don't know, fucking everyone you could think of.
Every religion from Earth and nowhere else.
All of the ways together create the way, and he is a wayist.
And Rev Bam, just to like one other character detail about him, the Magog are bloodthirsty conquerors. They were vile. They were like why the Commonwealth was like fighting against the evils of the universe, like to protect everyone from them. He is reformed. He represses all of his Magog instincts through his faith. And he is a functioning person that is trying to redeem the past sins of his people through his altruism, his charity, and his work. That's what he is.
He's
but also he can go ham and fucking
savage,
rip somebody's face off, no problem.
The savage turned saint, if you will.
Right. Sure, yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Another great little thing that this show does.
Rev Bem gets a phone call from one of his like priests, and he's like, hey, you got to come help us. I hear you have the best warship in the world. We're going to need you to kill some people. And he's like, that sounds normal. I'll go there. Yeah. So they show up there, and then it turns out that they're not allowed to use the weapons and guns. It was like a trick or something because Dylan wants to teach them to kill, but since they have genetic memory... No.
It's
they have
important.
Genetic memory. Okay, that's the only important part. All the kids have genetic memory. They can remember every time their parents and grandparents banged, and every time their uncle and their grandparents banged, and like anything in their history, they can remember people banging. So if anybody taught them how to kill, they'd never forget all the times they killed. So all of the force lances get broken in half because they're too violent.
They get all blowed up.
So Rev Bem decides the best course of action is to fucking put his eggs in some lady, and then the Magog burst out.
Wrong. Stop the presses. Okay.
All right, Tim. It's time for a Tim black hole, I think.
Whatever. Fuck this.
Tim,
Yeah,
fix
we have
this.
to black hole this episode. Boom,
Okay.
black hole.
Yeah.
There it is. Black hole.
That's not quite how that happened, Evan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he gets drugged, and then
No.
she puts his eggs inside of her.
Rewinding time for 1 second. The reason why they don't want anyone doing the violence here is because of that genetic memory. If these people learn how to fight and kill, then all their descendants will know. It's an interesting
Wow.
idea.
Imagine knowing the skill to fight.
No, but it's like they'll know that like this was a viable option, and then this is
We'll
how
always
like all
be
these.
warriors.
Yeah, it's like this actually.
Never not be warriors.
Yeah, it's this
I
interesting
mean,
idea.
Sounds like it'd
how
be helpful
that's
since
what
they're being attacked by slavers all the fucking time.
I like how that's what they were worried about, but
Yeah,
the real issue is they would all have PTSD and be fucked forever.
Yeah.
Like at least when like our grandparents or great grandparents or whatever went and did a world war, they got all kinds of fucked up, but like they for the most part like had kids and those kids had kids and they're all fine. The grandparents are fucked up and they just kind of like quietly shuffled to their graves with PTSD, but now they're dead and gone and I don't have PTSD. But in this case, in
They
this
carry
world, they would all just be fucking shell-shocked forever. Which is kind of bad, but not really what the show talks about.
No.
They're worried about them becoming bloodthirsty killers. And I'm like, I don't think that's what you need to be scared of. But okay, sure.
But don't worry, Ben. This show decides to take this into the absolute most left field possible resolution.
Well,
and it's
yeah, if you
probably...
were worried about them being bloodthirsty
Oh
murderers.
man, if you were worried about that, let me tell you. So the second part, what Evan was talking about there a minute ago about Rev Ben being involved, there is one particular character who's established. I can't remember what she's established as. Not the leader of the group, but
she's the sister of the like second in command.
and there's
She's nothing important.
But there's an attack that happens that like reshuffles all the hierarchy of things, and I think she gets a little more power. Autonomy over the situation.
the priest man is an idiot and gets fucking murdered in the fight because he stands in the middle of the battlefield. It's like, I will say the word of God and you will all put down your weapons. And someone's like, lol, and just shoots him in the face and he dies. And so then her brother becomes head priest. So then she becomes like first
chieftain
sister or whatever. Yeah.
So then her bright idea is to
rape Rev Bem.
Yeah, and get Magog eggs that then will hatch and pop out of her, and then they'll have the fighters that they're not allowed to have.
Also, she's hoping that they'll have her genetic memory so they won't be bloodthirsty murderers.
Yeah.
So they'll just be regular murderers.
It's also like laying 20 eggs into a stomach and watching them explode out.
It's like Alien, but a little bit lower.
Murders herself.
And then also, it takes like 2 hours for them to become full-grown adult monsters.
Well,
it takes time.
Fast forward like a week or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a week.
No,
they there's days in the difference.
Yeah, they jump
whatever.
around. So this is the episode of the television show on primetime daytime TV that they rape a priest, and they
Who
make
is
it okay.
also well. There is so many layers of fucking strange with this. So
you think?
Rev Bem is himself basically like a rape baby because he's a Magog. So he was born of someone who was infested against their will by another Magog. And then consumed from the inside out by baby Rev.
Yeah.
So then he was born and becomes this priest and is constantly like in conflict with his own existence because he's like, by my own existence, I am not innocent. Like I am evil incarnate.
This is discussed in the episode also.
Yeah, I know. That's like his opening monologue to the show is like, I was born of rape. What am I? I have no innocence. And so then it's like, okay, well, what if we raped a rape baby? Like what is the offspring of a rape baby? Do two rapes make it innocent? It's so weird.
This is so fucked up. Like this show is so out of its league in terms of what it's trying to do with this episode. Like, my jaw practically hit the floor when I saw the scene of Rev, like, chained up. By the way, in this show, if Rev Bem is ever naked, shit's about to get fucking wild.
Yep.
It's bad when he's not
And
wearing
by
his little
naked,
robe.
you mean normally he wears like a cloak, and this time he doesn't have it
If he
on.
doesn't have the cloak, get ready. Just buckle up in your computer
but
chair.
sometimes that cloak only covers his shoulders.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's what I mean.
And he's teasing the fucked upness at those points,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, this show is just trying to do something way out of its like league, and it is awkward, embarrassing, cringy, and just like fucking actually scary what it does. And then at the very end of it all, it's just like the most clumsy, fucking hilarious thing, like having all these like giant Ewoks like run around like goring people, and then suddenly talk in perfect English, like we remember everything. Hee hee. Like,
We still want to kill, but we remember. It's like, don't do that. That's bad. And then we just
Okay.
leave. Dylan's like, okay, yeah, we got this. You guys are fine.
Our
You got a
ride's
weird, like-
here now.
Yeah, you got a weird like murder tribe that you just burst into existence. Have fun with that. We're leaving. Peace out.
the thing that's
Like-
the absolutely
We came and we helped everyone solve the problem
The
without
thing-
using any violence.
The
You want to sign our charter?
take a
Just
bite
sign
out of
on
the charter.
dotted line here.
Oh,
The thing that is
God.
absolutely the most fucked up about this episode, in my opinion, is that it's like right after a commercial break, Dylan finds out where Rev is. There was a big like, "Where's Rev?" And they go find him, and he's chained up against the wall, naked, and the lady's like somewhere else in the cave, and Rev's like saying, "Dylan, don't. She doesn't know what she's done. She's just trying to protect." Like, he's apologizing on her behalf, and then there's some dumb fucking line dropped moments later about like she used a tool to extract my genetic material and put it in it. Like, just the most bizarre like writing excuses for like what act actually just happened in the
Yeah.
text. Like, however it's sliced, written, or presented, it doesn't matter. Like, this is a show that just said we've raped a rape baby, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
What are we doing
what is
on the
happening?
sci-fi show that has lightsaber poles and woodworking glasses for weapons? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's a bad one. It's a
a
very,
terrible
very
show.
strange thing. Like, swung for the goddamn fences with a bat made of lead.
They
Like,
thought
just-
this
even
was
had
going
a
to be
good
their
episode
Emmy
yet.
episode.
Oh God, what was the Emmy episode?
I don't know. I don't think it got an Emmy because they
Oh,
fucked
I
it
was
up.
like, what? I was like, what did they submit?
This?
All right, are we done with this one?
Yeah, fuck it. Jettison
Yeah, I
this.
think so.
All right.
Get to the next best one.
We're on to the honey offering. Or whose turn is it? It's your turn, Matt, I think.
The honey offering. I remember that episode.
I rewatched this one too. The Honey Offering. Dylan tries to bring peace to two warring Nietzschean prides by escorting a princess of one to an arranged marriage with the other. But when Dylan and the princess are forced to escape in the Eureka Maru while Andromeda lures away a fleet, he realizes that things aren't as they seem. In the hot takes category here, we have in hot takes column, we have with I think Ben writing this, possibly the worst episode of television I have ever watched. Rami is definitely hot for Dylan.
Those are unrelated, but yes, those are things that are happening. This episode is so fucking bad. It's just the worst. Everything about it sucks.
Remember the part where Becca kisses the what's his name in this one? Dylan.
Why does that happen, by the way?
That's
What-
so
she can like
weird.
assert her dominance to the Nietzschean or something. I don't know.
I don't
fucking
I don't
dumb.
get that.
It made no
It
sense.
was so weird, and like, oh my god!
My favorite part
it
of this episode is the part where they're on the Eureka Maru and they're fighting, and the lance whip is dropped, and there's a hole in the hull, and the ship
the
doesn't immediately.
monomolecular whip.
Yeah, and it doesn't
Yes.
implode the ship right away, and Dylan gets his ass sucked to the hole, and he's all like, "Oh, we're all gonna die if I don't plug this hole. Toss me the welding lance!" And he pulls part of the ship off, and then welds that on. And he's like, "Don't do that again."
This is the
Pulls his
least
own ass
believable
out of the
episode
hole.
because they tried to pull off that Dylan is like incredibly handsome. And
fucks
then like
in this
people
episode.
are charmed by his looks, and he's like He's like a 40-something-year-old man with a 90s haircut. Like, he's not a good-looking guy.
I sent you man, this episode.
That's why we all parted our hair, so we could look like him.
I sent you guys a clip of that show. There's a stuntman in that episode later on that God bless him, he does a great job leaping over that couch and trying to do his bit, but then the fucking laser squib goes off too early, and he's like mid-climb of the chair, and he's like, I guess I gotta die now, and then dives. Aiming to do the thing he was supposed to do, but he's like, oh!
Did you guys catch that they PG-13 cut a guy in half in that episode?
Yeah, I saw that.
It is the most hilarious shit. It's like
it's pretty good.
Straight out of high school.
It's pretty
movie
good.
Making. Like if they just do like a close up of one guy's legs, so you see like his waist to his knees, and then in the background some other dude falls down into frame so you can only see his head to his waist, and you're supposed to assume that is the top half of the legs that you're seeing. It's so deliciously bad. It is just.
But you're forgetting.
I bet they were so stoked on that. That was probably the best shot of the day.
I would be.
That's a great shot. Hey, listen. Credit where credit's due. That's a fun shot. That's as stupid as it is fun. But you're forgetting the best detail of that whole sequence. The fucking sweatshirt, peak engineered, like the Apex Nietzscheans
that are fat.
Oh my God, these guys!
Their
shirts are so. I own those sweatshirts that they're wearing that are underneath their like sports pad body armor. It's like the most dad-looking kill squad you've ever seen.
Yeah, they're like pretty sad looking for like the ultimate soldiers.
And then like,
like Kitty bangs this Nietzschean princess. It's like the weirdest thing. Where she's like, I've never had a friend before. Like, please, I know I kidnapped you and like threatened to blow up your ship and like almost killed you a while back, sucked your ass like the hole in a ship, but like, please have sex with me. And he's like, we'll bang. Okay.
Will you sign my charter?
He's like, no problem, baby.
Yeah.
And then he comes back. He's like putting his shirt on when the attackers.
Oh my god. Kevin Sorbo has in his contract that he needs to have at least 3 shirtless scenes per season.
Oh, very likely.
I'm surprised though. I'm surprised it took until episode 19 before he like definitively banged somebody.
That's right. He's only been showing off his naked body to the AI the whole time when he takes a shower.
Man, I'll tell you what, for watching this episode a second time, it has the most convoluted like ending possible where it's like I still don't actually understand what happens. The A plot is like Dylan's got to get the princess assassin.
So surprise, the princess is an assassin, and the whole arranged marriage was a sham. She was gonna go to the wedding, kill the dude, and then when she killed him, she would die, but he would be dead. They would be disorganized. Her clan was lying in wait, ready to pounce on their homeworld and kill them, I guess. So those are Nietzschean clans like 2 and 3 that are doing this dirty. And then Nietzschean clan 1 doesn't want Nietzschean clan 2 and 3 to get together, because if they got together, they would be bigger than Nietzschean clan 1.
And the dragons.
The Drago Katsov, which I'm sure is some goddamn
like
stupid
sworn enemies.
Philosopher names, whatever. Yeah. They're the Nietzsche number 1. They're the big bad boys, and they don't want this alliance to happen because then they won't be the top dogs no more. So they try and interfere, and that's the whole B plot with them chasing Andromeda, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? So at the end, she is still, like, gonna try and do the murder wedding thing. But
without the murder.
No, she was still gonna do the murder.
Yeah.
But Dylan realizes that she would only do that to destabilize them if her fleet was already lying in wait. So he figures out where they're lying in wait because the Drago Katsovs are coming to fuck everything up, and they're going to blow up the Maru, and everyone's going to die, and the show's going to be mercifully over. But Dylan is too smart, and he realizes that the Jaguars are waiting for the Sabras, so he leads the Dragos into the Jaguars, and he basically forces 2 and 3 to become allies.
Yeah.
To fight the Dragos, even though they wanted to kill each other. Really.
I think the quote for this episode was, "The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy."
Yeah, some Nietzschean asshole. 5932 BC, whatever.
And it's like, fuck this stupid show.
That's it. This show's bad. The choreography is fucking awful. That was when I put, like, this is the worst show I've ever seen. They're fighting, like, Dylan Hunt is like a 40-year-old linebacker. Like, I mean, he's not massive, but he's a big dude.
His mom's from a heavy grav world. I thought that was interesting.
Yes, that line is from this episode. Fuck that line.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Just like Kevin Sorbo, the actor, like he played Hercules. Like he's a pretty big dude. Like he's tall. And this scrawny-ass Nietzschean princess fucking grabs him by the neck and just lifts him off the ground like he's nothing.
The Nietzscheans are super strong.
What? And she's doing this weird, like, these weird poses because she's got the arm blades.
She's got arm blades.
Amazing moment.
They're doing spin kicks like they're the goddamn Power Rangers. It's like, what is this nonsense? Like, just go away.
There's an amazing moment. Hold on. There's an amazing moment in that fight scene that you're talking about where she, like, does something to Dylan and then scurries away. But the shot of her scurrying away is her, like, running in whatever way she, as a human being, would normally run. But I think she clips a piece of the set. And they use that shot where it's like dot 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 whoop. It's the weirdest shot. I'm surprised I didn't have a different take because she clearly hit the set and then kept running.
I think I actually remember that. I'm sure I remember.
She's doing that run where her elbows are going as high as her wrists, kind of thing. And
then
then
you need to be able to see her Nietzschean spikes.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
every
sure,
shot.
I cannot recall what the exact shot was, but I am pretty sure I remember laughing to myself saying, "Height of human agility, my ass."
Yes!
Like, there's something that happens where I was like, fuck you. Like, this
All
show,
right. We should probably skip this one. We have 3 left, and I don't know how much time we have left.
We have...
I just say 30 minutes left.
We got 10 minutes left.
Okay, let's go.
Rev it up. Am I right, boys?
Yeah.
Star-Crossed.
Oh, God, it's this one. Oh, fuck. Okay.
So it's the last episode we're talking about, I guess.
I didn't pause when we went to the
15
bathroom.
minutes
So
left.
I'm gonna pause it now for a little bit.
All right. You can pause it for
throwing
like
my black
5
hole.
minutes.
I'm throwing my black hole on this one.
Yeah, if you didn't, I was gonna.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't pause it because I would forget to unpause it. I just added 5 minutes to the timer.
Star-Crossed.
So Star-Crossed. Who's reading this?
I don't know.
I'll read it. Fuck it, I'll do
I
it.
forget whose turn it is. I mean, sure.
Rami
it's
falls
long.
in love
Are you
with
sure
an
you're up to this? You're bad at reading.
This is a big one.
Shut up!
Matthew.
I read. Listen, I'm the voice of a whole narration series now. Look, I'll read this one right.
What? Really?
Yeah,
okay, we have to talk
against my
about that
will.
later.
We'll talk about this later. Rami falls in love with an android who was rescued from a destroyed ship, but she is betrayed when it is revealed that he is an avatar, Gabriel, of the warship. He is the avatar Gabriel of the warship, the Balance of Judgment, whose AI has gone insane over the years. The AI is the leader of a founder of the Rester faction, and Gabriel, under its control, infects Rami with a virus so that she will broadcast the crew's plans to the Judgment. However, Dylan and the rest of the crew use Rami to draw the heavy cruiser into a trap, distracting it by leaving Gabriel and Rami alone aboard the Andromeda, and deploying missiles along its trajectory from the Eureka Maru using only basic inertia. As the ship breaks apart, Gabriel is briefly freed from its control, but Rami is forced to destroy him after discovering the Judgment AI managed to transfer a backup copy of itself to him. See, I get to do multiple takes when I do recordings and narration, so fuck you.
Okay,
All right,
so
this episode.
the Resters.
Yeah, that's this episode. Yeah.
They don't like space travel, spaceships,
Yep.
and anything like that, right?
Correct.
But they were founded by a fucking spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Self-hate.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
Clear
Just
as
spaceships
beans.
hate spaceships,
This episode was fucking
except they love
bad.
spaceships.
This episode was
Like
really
worse than other ones.
This one, man, this is the conclusion of, or the would-be conclusion of that good arc that could have existed with Rami, because there's a real thread there about how every AI she encounters from her own time has lost its goddamn mind, and she's terrified that it's going to happen to her. But that only comes about in one line of dialogue at the very end of this episode, when it should have been like the whole point. Instead, the majority of this episode is like fucking freshman Rami falls in love with the dirtbag sophomore hipster robot who like quotes fucking Greek philosophy and shit. He's the definition of the goddamn like sandal wearing, like guitar playing dirtbag college boy, and she like falls in love with him. His head over heels, has no what is love?
Tell me
love.
there's an afterlife and that
Like,
good cyborgs go to heaven.
Jesus Christ. So
Ben, I remember when you
And she
didn't see
keeps-
this. Sorry, I was gonna say, Ben, I remember when you said you hadn't seen this episode yet, and you're like, I don't know, boys. I'm pretty sure I know. Hmm?
No, this is the drug one. That was the drug
That
one.
was the
Oh,
drug
sorry,
one,
you're right.
yeah.
It is the drug one.
Yeah. I was going to say that somehow every time they catch Gabriel being bad, she just keeps being like,
You're
oh,
pretty.
yeah, but like also he's still a good guy. Like I'm
Yeah,
going
because she just
falling
wants to
in love
fuck
with
him.
him.
She's just so in love with him.
He's like me.
And they
pretty.
do a weird like robot cyber sex scene.
Oh, yeah, they
Oh,
like
very
meld
weird.
in the internet or something.
Yeah, they jack into each other or something. and-
Pardon
jack
me?
in, jack off.
What? Pardon me? Huh? Inventing
Yeah.
Core A.
Yeah,
It's
they
dumb.
bed Core A into receptacle B.
This episode, Ben, the fact that you were able to pull Halo 4 out of this at all was amazing.
Well, it's not this episode in isolation, right? Like there's a couple of instances where, and she even says it but it's just like a throwaway line where she's like freaking out and crying on Dylan's shoulder, and she's
Yeah.
like, the PAX went crazy and Gabriel's crazy, and like I'm scared it's gonna happen to me. And like I was like, oh my god, character growth? What? Like, hold on, let me pay attention for a second. Like did something interesting happen? And it's like, well, no, not really, because you only did it any justice in this one throwaway line, and the whole episode was just about horny robot fucking. Like,
Well, like
but
the whole
it
point
could
is
have been good. There's like that thread is there where they realized it was there at the very last minute, and in a final like pickup shot just threw that in.
Well,
Like,
there's a line given by Dylan at the very end to explain like, oh, why this ship went crazy and that thing happened there. It's because they all lost their captains, which are the heart. You know, warships need a heart, and the
They're
captain's the
programmed
heart.
to love the captain.
Yeah, it's just such like a weird, like symbiotic thing that they established there that suggested like, yeah, Rami, you would be totally fucked if I died. So now you've got a really weird devotion thing you got to deal with here. You've got to make sure I don't die. It's
I
weird.
guess we should both.
they also do explicitly state in this episode that she has the hots for Dylan, because when the AIs are fighting with each other in that weird hallway scene, they talk about one of the Ramis is making fun of the other Rami
Oh, God,
for her
yeah.
falling into a blatant love triangle with the like inaccessible captain on one side and the hot robot man on the other. And I'm just like, oh, this fucking
Yeah, this
show.
is the first instance of the three Ramis like actually self-identifying as three different entities.
Yeah.
And that they can partition off personality parts.
But then,
Yeah,
but
that's
but
fucking
then not
weird.
really, because then you also have the scene where Tyr and Harper are on the bridge, fucking venting the plasma ports or whatever, and they're talking, and then The screen Rami gets defensive about having feelings for Gabriel, as in she has feelings for Gabriel, and Tyr and Harper tear a strip off her, and she's all defensive. But in the other scene, screen Rami was making fun of body Rami for having the hots for Gabriel. So, like, I don't think they're really that different. I think they're just
I think the writers
they're
maybe
just
forgot.
different.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
yeah,
a
but
lot
they
of
could-
times they write something
Because
and then
there's
just
a
fucking
distinct
forget
point
it.
made in the about the body Rami that needs the hand battery juice on Prison Planet. Like, she's cut off from the Andromeda because she's like far away, but she's autonomous. And
Yeah.
that's what happens to Gabriel also. Like, he's autonomous. He can go about like on his own. And it's even suggested like he and Andromeda could just like run away.
They're robots, not avatars.
Yeah, the robots that have like downloaded a version of the ship's AI into themselves is like the way I've settled
But
it in my head
they're
is,
also networked to the ship, though, so they do get like constant updates.
but it's like they've just forked a version. So it's like version 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3, and 1.3
they get
is the one that
patched.
can walk.
Yeah, but they're networked, so they're constantly going back and forth.
Yeah,
they're not
but
like they
it's-
forked once and they're totally
It's
different.
weird how confusing it is. It's almost like
It
it's
is
just not
absolutely
fucking
weird.
intuitive.
It's not fully thought out. I'm giving you that, but it is definitely just. I don't think it's meant to be that they are three entirely separate entities. I don't think that's
Probably
Then
not, but
why
that's
did-
how they
then
present it.
Why do you
But I don't think
literally
it
have a
is.
scene where the three versions of it are arguing
I need
amongst
to
itself?
piss. I have to go.
Go pee. I'll take over.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about this scene where there's three Ramis. Anyway, fuck this, man.
Yeah.
That actually, like, that's an interesting way to portray a discussion happening, an internalized discussion. But like, I think you guys agree for the most part. Like, it actually is like bafflingly confusing what that means
I think
now.
I think they're three, or at least two different Ramis.
Screen Rami talks to hologram Rami as if it's a different entity and goes like, I don't like this. It's weird.
Yeah, but they could partition off personality. I don't know.
That's also a
it's-
super weird line.
That's
that they
okay, because in the episode that's 2 episodes after this, we deal with kind of that.
partitioning
another
off
Rami.
emotions.
We deal with Rami fucking being 2 different characters.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, adding a fourth
Yeah.
Rami.
Hey,
Oops,
what
all
if there-
Ramis.
oops, all Ramis. It's Ramis all the way down. Hey, Ben's back now. Man, he's got a toilet in the corner of his room, I think. Ben's back. So why don't does anyone got
Next.
anything else
Yeah,
they
we
want to
gotta-
bitch about this episode, or can we
I'm
move on
back.
to the
We have
second?
3 minutes, by the way.
Okay,
we gotta
moving
next.
on
All right,
to
let's
episode
wrap up the
21.
end of the series.
21.
Hey, I got this one. All right, it's drug episode number 2. Becca, who previously has decided not to take drugs anymore because she's not going to be like her dad, decides in order to get to the capital planet, Tarn Vedra of
The Commonwealth.
the Commonwealth, she's going to take fucking drugs.
Yep.
And that's this episode. Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad
This
again.
episode is bad. This
And
is
guess
another...
what? They don't get there.
Yeah, this is another missed opportunity for a good character arc. It could have had something to do with like drugs are harder to quit than you think, and like she thought she was clean but she wasn't, and she's been using this whole time. They even kind of lean that way because her acting is fucking garbage. Like she's acting like she is like tripping for the whole episode, which is supposed like leads you to think that like, oh, she's been using since before and she's like failed to quit, and like drug addiction is hard and like it's not as simple as just quitting. But nope,
No,
she's
Nope.
No,
just
she literally
was
just decided to do
being-
drugs again.
she was just acting like a tweaker for no reason until she started doing drugs again. And then they do a whole like full-blown after-school special speech at the end, and it's just like, you missed this. You don't deserve this speech because you fucked up the episode. If you had it done what I thought you were going to do, this speech would like kind of work for the year 2000. But no, this is garbage. You fucked up.
Yep, the end.
Yeah,
The
that's
end.
this episode. Anti-drug
Um,
episode number
all right.
2. The same characters.
We come to It's Our Come Round at Last. Episode 22.
The end.
Yes,
Harper
finally, the
accidentally
hour has come
activates.
to at last.
Let him read.
Harper accidentally activates a hidden personality stored away in Andromeda's systems, causing her to forget the events of the past few years and reenact a top-secret mission. Since the mission predates Dylan's assignment to Andromeda 300 years ago, he and the crew are powerless to stop the ship. While executing this mission, Andromeda becomes overrun by Magog.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, they basically flip a switch and turn her into fascist Rami, and she decides it's time to go fuck up the Magog, and they warp all the way to where the Magog world ship is, which is this impossible structure of a bunch of planets duct taped together around a fake sun.
It's neat
filled
looking.
with trillions of Magog, and
A
the
spacefaring
whole ship
technology race that is shot and presented as zombies.
Yeah, and so you know how the Magog have their whole thing is basically like they rape people, and then those rape victims get eaten from the inside out by eggs and whatever. So it turns out even their ships are rapey, because this is the first time we see a Magog ship, and their ships are basically barbed penises.
That's it. That's the last line. And Ben, stop talking
That's
there.
it.
These ships are barbed penises. The end.
Yeah. And
The
they
ships
pierce
are-
the hull of the Andromeda, and then they
they're-
let all
they
their little creatures
Fuck
in.
up the ship. Am I right, boys?
And everybody dies the end. The show never had another season, and we'll never have to see any more.
Hoo boy. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
We
that's
read
not
it.
actually how that
Yeah,
episode
this-
goes, but the alarm did go, so we got to make a
It
decision.
pretty much is. At the end of that episode, everybody is fucked. The ship is fucked. Dylan is almost dead. Becca's passed out. Trance is blown up. Everything is bad.
Tyr and
Tyr Harper are
Seamus
captured.
are fucking. I thought they died. Like they.
Yeah,
that scene is
they
shot
just
as
get
if they are
warm.
killed.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! When they were alive in the. I mean, who knows what happened in the next episode? We're not there. They're dead, apparently.
They must have been really brazen to make the last episode of their first season a cliffhanger.
I mean, it had Gene Roddenberry's name on it. They
Like
knew they were-
literally to be continued.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
no. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. This is Star Trek did all this better.
Oh my god, that was a Rev Bem. Oh, by the way, this is the other episode where Rev Bem gets slightly naked. Turns out that guy's like faith was just like teetering on an edge at all times, and
Well, I mean, sort of.
he is
In the next
tested and
episode,
immediately folds like a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Dude,
Also, the Magog
he
are
starts
space-
ripping other people's heads off practically. Like
To save
Okay,
his friends,
we
it's okay
can't-
to murder.
We can't talk. The Magog world ship got to us just
That's
as we
right.
got to the world ship. The world ship got to us, and we must therefore wrap up this episode. So thank you for suffering with us through all 22 episodes of Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda Season 1. This has been the first episode of Gene's Rotten Berries. We may or may not return. It may or may not be about Andromeda. We'll see what happens. We might get one more episode out of Evan,
No.
but not for Andromeda. We might get the Earth Final Conflict episode out of him, but I don't think we'll see him again in the
do
Andromeda.
we have to shave our heads if we do the Earth Final Conflict one?
Yeah, we have to wear bald caps.
No, the main character has hair. He has a fucking weirdly large head.
Yeah.
Anyway,
HoppedUpEast@gmail.com.
yeah, Hopped Up East. Well, no, that's the
Huge
old one.
crew at
Huge
hoppedupeast.com.
crew. Actually, now that you mention it, we do have an email.
Yay.
Well, let's read it real quick.
Yeah, and we apparently missed one. I don't know. It got lost in the spam in the old account. But he has since re-emailed us on our new email, which is hugecrew@hoppedupeast.com. This is from Joe. He says,
Joe.
"Hi, Huge Crew. Didn't realize you changed email addresses. My bad. Consider this an addendum to my earlier email." So I'll read the earlier email. "I listened to your latest podcast and couldn't help laughing out loud when I heard that X Committee was 20-something on the podcast charts in Hong Kong. I emailed a while back saying I enjoyed the whole endeavor, but failed to mention that I am an expat Canuck living and listening in Hong Kong.
Oh,
Haven't
Oh, there
come
it
across-
is.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
We found you.
Haven't come across anyone else who's listening to those specific episodes yet, but hopefully I contributed to your chart climbing bump. Don't want to stray too much into politics, as you never know who's watching, listening, or illegally tapping into private communications here in the special administrative region. So I'll just say thanks for standing in solidarity. As you can gather, I've listened beyond the X Committee series. The Ninja Turtles huge ass video was gleefully painful to watch, and it's oddly therapeutic to listen to Matt talk about card and board games that I have no idea about, no clue of the game mechanics, and will never get a chance to play. But the fact that I can live vicariously through his experiences, it's like he does all the collecting and heavy lifting, and we all get to share his joy and frustration. Between his obsession with later phase Nick Cage movies, having a young family, which I know something about, and rants about ill-fitting card sleeves, I don't know where he finds the time. Anyways, keep up the good work, and here's to topping the charts in Hong Kong and Romania and elsewhere.
I'd just like to follow up this email and say we are still in the Spotify Hong Kong charts, but now for Hopped Up Gaming East and not for X Committee.
So that was his first email, and this is what he tacked on here. As we coast into the lockdown holidays, I can't wait to listen to this year's drunken rage debate on the top 10 games of the year.
Are there even 10 games?
Yeah, there
Were there 10
probably are,
games?
baby. I realize there's an element of game theory involved in the conversation, as not everyone has played all the nominated games on the list and therefore has perfect information. Therefore, the negotiating, persuading, cajoling, alliances, and downright threats to jockey for position of everyone's respective proposed ranking is utterly fascinating and engrossing. Plus, it just makes for excellent and entertaining podcasting. The booze doesn't hurt the conversation either. In fact, it helps. Looking forward to a good one. Number one Hong Kong fan of the show, Joe.
Oh,
Woo!
hey,
Thanks,
Joe.
Joe.
Thanks for
Yeah,
writing
Joe,
in. We
that's
really
awesome.
appreciate
Awesome.
that. If you were watching the video here, well, hey, vamp
Probably
for 2
I don't know
seconds,
what the
guys. I got
fuck
something
there.
funny to put on the screen.
Oh, God.
All right, here
What's
we
he
go.
doing?
I
Something.
don't know. It's a card sleeve.
I can't
Do you have a
imagine
card
anyone's
sleeve?
been here this whole time.
I mean, your dad just called you out, so...
I know. I thought that was funny.
Hey, so if you like card and board game talk, Joe,
Oh, my God. How many fucking
Oh, my
bestie dice
God.
do you have?
Jesus.
so
I mean, I
If you
guess
can
that-
guess how many dice Matthew has, you can have them
Here
all.
you go. I'm gonna leave this on screen for 3 more seconds, and then it's gonna be a raffle to decide. You enter a number, and if you guess correctly how many dice are in this bin, then you win them all, and it's not my problem anymore. Okay, that's enough time. Submit your guesses to Hopped Up East or Huge
Oh,
Crew
we
at
have to do a quick beer
hoppedupeast.com.
review. My dad said, did he miss the beer review? We didn't do one.
It was
Ugh.
a
Ugh.
liter and a half of
Grolsch.
Grolsch, and it was really Grolsch.
It
Alright,
was
so-
cool.
Actually, yeah, we should do an update. So for me, I got through Tier,
Oh yeah.
Dylan,
Oh wow.
Rami,
Wow.
Seamus, and I started Rev Bem.
There you go.
Wow.
So all the beer from the slideshow at the start, Ben has drank all of them but one. What was
Well,
your favorite, Ben?
Not a lot of those were great. The Crafty Rattler is always good. Ransack the Universe, also very good. Didn't really care for the others.
I think I could put a boat in this bottle.
You
Oh, you
could. You should
probably
make that your
could.
new hobby.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah,
I don't-
add
I
another
don't-
hobby to your life.
You know what? Yeah, I'll just
You like
manifest some more
miniatures?
time.
It's just a miniature boat.
And you have to just build it
No, no,
inside
no,
the
You know
guys,
what?
car.
I'll
you're
just
selling
stick
this
this
all
Boss
wrong.
Nass miniature right in here
Yeah.
right now. Just
You're selling it all
shove
wrong.
'em
Matt,
Right.
put a
What?
TIE fighter in there.
Yeah, there you go. Put a
No,
TIE
I don't
fighter.
think
Type-
I don't think it'll sound good in there. It might echo a whole bunch and be
you
really
could, you
weird
could
on
build
the
a whole
mic.
Star Destroyer in there.
I could, but it
yeah,
would have
do
to be a
that.
victory class one rather than a Imperial
Now
class
you could
one.
get a Super Star Destroyer in that
Absolutely
big boy.
not. No,
Yeah, I think you
absolutely.
might
Have
be
you
able
seen
to.
how big those are? They're pretty big.
Yeah,
It's
there's-
just
yeah.
scale, Matthew. All right. Anyway, we read the emails. The email address is hugecrew@hoppedupbeast.com. We also have a Discord. It's bit.ly/hoppedupdiscord to get yourself added in there. Most of us are in there pretty often, sort of. If you want to talk to us, just tag us. We're around. We also have a YouTube, which is youtube.com/hoppedupgamingeast. We've got all kinds of fun stuff on there. All of our past live stream recordings. We got the X Committee video episodes. We got the beer goggles time machine takes. We've got the huge asynchronous speedrunning, aka huge ass that Joe from Hong Kong was just talking about. Those are great. Very fun stuff. We also have
even.
Yeah, there's probably some cringe in there. We also got the other social medias. We got the Twitter and the Instagram that are both at Hopped Up East. Maybe focus on the Instagram. I don't know if anyone checks the Twitter. Oops. What else we got? Did I cover everything?
I think you got
that's
pretty
it.
much everything.
Cool. Ben had a lot of beer. Are we done yet?
Yeah, we're done. But
Yay.
I only had
Good
one
job,
Grolsch,
everyone.
Ben. I only had one Grolsch. You're way ahead of me. I gotta
Me
catch
too.
up.
Next week will be a regular episode and not about this terrible friggin' show Andromeda.
Hopefully it's a regular one because I don't
So
know where I'm gonna
please-
find time to watch
please
22
come
episodes.
next week.
I mean, hopefully I wake up before the next recording.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye-bye.
See ya.